Today,
the academia
okay.
sure is busy during the day.
Yep. Alright, well today we're doing Cyno's Story Quest Part 2. I would do it face cam, but I don't feel like doing that today, so we're just gonna get straight into it.
But where should we go looking for people that we know?
Nice backflip, Paimon.
Traveler, Paimon.
Wow, that was quick.
Cyno! It's been so long since we last saw you!
It really has been. I think the last time I saw him was... what? The, TCG? What the heck was that event called? 3.7. I can't remember what it was called, but that one. You know what I'm talking about. Really feels like it's been forever.
Welcome back to Sumeru City. I'm delighted to meet you again.
Yep.
So, what brings you back here?
You.
Oh, nothing in particular. Paimon just saw a really big mushroom out on the road the other day and suddenly missed all our friends in Sumeru.
Great.
Funnily enough, we were reminiscing about you recently too. It was at a group dinner.
I wonder who was
I look forward
there.
to hearing about your travels. Something tells me we must have a lot to catch up on.
Really?
Yeah.
You were thinking of us too? What a coincidence!
Indeed. Or as I call it, the Biryani factor.
I don't get it. Lumine's face.
You really want me to say the rest? Okay. It's always rice to meet stew again.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, darn, he said it.
I win the bet, Paimon. Time to pay up.
You like that one, huh? You must if you remember it after all this time. Admit the truth. You have long been in awe of my razor-sharp wit.
All right. Here's your 500 Mora.
Thanks, fine. Cyno is good in the jackpot.
You're exaggerating. It's only 500 Mora.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, 500 Mora is still a lot of snacks to Paimon.
All right. I'll treat you to some
Oh, look at
desserts later.
Cyno being a nice guy.
Anyway, I'm actually investigating a case right now. My mind is focused on work, which is why I didn't complete the joke at first.
Alright.
A case? What happened?
Ooh.
Nothing major. But after finding out who was involved, I decided, on reflection, to handle this one myself.
Need any help?
Okay.
We only came here to hang out, so we've got the time. You may as well take us with you, and then when you're done, we can,
I love Paimon. She is hilarious. I don't understand a single person who doesn't like Paimon. She is just the biggest little adorable goofball in this game.
Such enthusiasm. Are you worried I'll forget
And I feel
about
like she
treating
gets
you to
better
some
each
sweets
version.
If you're not around to remind me?
What? No! Alright, was it really that obvious?
It's always obvious with you, Paimon.
Obvious enough. Still, it's a fine idea. You are the heroes of Sumeru. It makes perfect sense to work together.
Yeah?
Alright, follow me.
Okay. And Cyno's so cool. Most of the Sumeru characters, I don't like them as much as I do other characters, like Faruzan and Dori. They're okay. Layla's nice, but I forget she exists a lot. Kabe's okay. He's kind of cool sometimes, kind of annoying other times. Alhaitham's
Do you
kind of
see
50-50.
The old man flailing around?
But, yeah, there's some characters I like Milu. But and Tainari. But, like, there's only 3 characters in Sumeru that I really love. Whereas most other nations, there's a lot more, but at least there's 3. The 3 are Nahida, obviously. I mean, she's probably the most well-written character in Sumeru, by far. Kale, because the manga. And Cyno, because he's just hilarious and cool at the same time. which is pretty rare. The only other character I could think of who's like that is Wriothesley.
Oh, is he the one you wanted to talk to about the case?
Jeez, the reverb.
Correct. His name is Cyrus, a former Spontamont sage. He taught both me and Lisa.
Oh, frick. That's cool. Look at me say Cyrus, haha, like Cyno. And then I totally forgot Lisa, not taught at the academia, would be the term. Studied. That's the word.
Cyno's teacher is in trouble?
It's ridiculous. I'm just an old man who enjoys a spot of gardening, shopping, and wine. What sort of person targets an old retiree?
Oh.
Professor, I've brought some friends.
Okay.
Ah, Cyno. Now who do we have here?
I feel like they've been getting better at designing the NPCs. Am I the only one who thinks that? I mean, like with Claire V, they did a pretty good job. And Krushabina, they did a great job. Then with I can't remember her name, but the carp Adeptus. She was really well designed too. This guy's pretty well designed. I mean, like, kind of generic, but still, like, his clothes. I don't know.
Hold on, let me think. A flying fairy dressed in white? A youth who does not seem to hail from this land? My goodness. You must be the legendary traveler.
One and only.
I've heard all about what you've done for Sumeru.
Wow, looks like we're really famous.
I've told him about you before. You are my friends, after all.
Yay. Good to meet you, sir. We're here to help Cyno.
That's right. Let me summarize the situation.
All
A
right.
couple of days ago, Professor Cyrus suddenly received a threat letter.
Okay.
A threat letter?
Exactly. Who sends a threat letter to an old man like me, for goodness sake?
This is the letter in question.
Okay.
Cyrus, I have uncovered your secret. If you wish to prevent it from going public, leave 10 million mora at the back door of the cafe. Secondly,
Okay.
don't come looking for me. You'll never find me. But I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. Finally, if you dare to report this to the Matra, there will be consequences.
But he reported it to the Mahamatra. So
Well,
that's
they sure
different.
didn't mince their words.
Yeah.
Clearly, this person must be desperate for Mora.
10 million mora. What a joke.
Yeah.
I'm just a single retiree with nothing to my name beyond the tomatoes in my garden. Where do people think I'm hiding 10 million mora, huh? In my tomatoes?
There were no witnesses, so currently the letter is all we've got. So, Traveler, Paimon, let's put our
Alrighty.
heads together.
Ready when you are, Captain.
Paimon's ready too.
All right, take a look. Do you see anything suspicious?
Yeah, that symbol. It looks like, from now the script sounds like the threat letter didn't come in an envelope. It was written on a crude piece of paper left for Cyrus to find. The paper.
Very good. The paper has a rather rough texture. It's not the typical kind you see in most books.
Uh-huh.
Another thing is, some of these strokes look kind of blurry. Could there be an issue with the ink?
Possibly. And I bet the paper has something to do with it.
Most of the paper around here is much smoother than this, and the ink is absorbed quickly so it doesn't run. This paper, meanwhile, it's very coarse-grained.
Yeah.
Almost as if it's made from some sort of plant matter.
So, the person doesn't live around here.
It's certainly not the same paper as we use in the academia, but the ink is nothing special. Just regular black ink that gets a blue tinge when applied to paper.
So do we think the culprit has a connection with the academia or not? Wait, check this out. Looks like this part got wet at some point.
Agreed. The staining suggests it was a colored liquid, not plain water.
Okay.
It also looks like it was wiped off with a damp cloth.
Interesting.
Colored liquid. So, tea? Wine?
Looks like we're thinking along similar lines. Let's go talk to Arov. There are
All right.
some things I'll need
Is
him
that
to take care
the
of.
guy at the pub, the bar, whatever the hell it is? The tavern. That's what it would be called. So many different types of places to drink. Okay. I'm assuming... up? No. Because this is where the tavern is. Where is this Arov guy? Wait, is he inside the Academia building? Looks like it. Okay. So, I just did all that running for nothing. Maybe I should have navigated before I, you know, ran around in circles. Alright, in the House of Dana. Okay. This way? Oh.
Arov.
Okay.
Ah, there he is.
Hello, sir.
Cyno. Sir Cyrus. Ah, and the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, was
It's
he
been
the
a while.
guy who was in the first Cyno story quest? Because there was a Matra then, too. And his voice sounds kind of
such,
familiar.
I'm inclined to believe that the culprit in this case is a student at the Academia. Somebody young and strapped for cash.
Okay.
Oh, one last thing. I'd start your investigation by taking a look at the cafes in the city.
Alright.
Of course! You think the culprit spilled their coffee on the ladder, huh?
They do look like coffee stains to me.
Okay.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, the letter is written on a type of scented paper that has aromatics added during the manufacturing process. The kind often provided as writing material for customers in cafes and taverns.
Okay.
Ah, of course. Yes, like they sell in the gift shops. I remember now. Zaha Hadi bought some a while back. She said she was going to use it as wrapping paper for a vase.
Understood. I'll assemble a team to investigate the points of interest immediately.
Alrighty.
You have my gratitude.
One last thing. Send some Matra to guard the entrances and exits of Sumeru City. And change into plain clothes. Don't let them see you coming.
Will do.
Boy, this is a full-scale operation.
Great thinking, Cyno. So, where do we think the culprit's
doubt they'd
at
go back
right
to the-
now?
I doubt they go back to the
Yeah,
cafe.
they've probably been lying low at home waiting to see how Cyrus reacts.
You're right, Paimon.
Really? Which part?
The culprit's approach. Whatever happens, they need this Mora. But just because they warned Professor Cyrus not to go to the Matra, doesn't mean they know what he'll do next. So, like you
I
said,
wonder if this is a lot bigger
they need to
than
wait and see.
what
And
Cyno thinks it
crucially,
is.
The culprit said they'd be watching the professor's every move.
Huh? Wait, are you saying...
Found you!
Whoa, okay. I was like, what's going on here?
What are you doing?
You wrote the threat letter!
I don't know what you're talking about. What threat letter?
Yeah, you're obviously lying.
I sensed someone was watching us from the shadows the moment we entered the House of Dana. You managed to stay relatively well hidden for someone reckless enough to threaten Professor Cyrus. There are a lot of people here, but we were looking specifically for Arov. Whoever followed us the whole way was likely to be the culprit.
I was just listening in, that's all. You know something big's going down when Mahamatra Cyno shows up, right? So I got a little curious. What's the big deal?
You smiled when Arov left. I saw it as clear as day.
Okay.
Is smiling a crime now?
There are coffee stains on the letter. You mixed some coffee with water, gently smeared it onto the paper, then wiped it off with a wet cloth. All to create the impression that the letter was written at a cafe. Closing off the exits to the city doesn't affect you, because you already live here. And as long as the Matra were focused on the cafes, you would be free from scrutiny. The cafe was a red herring all along. You had to be somewhere where you could monitor the professor's movements.
All
You
right.
can't pin this on me! I haven't done anything!
Really? Then why are you shaking like a leaf? The innocent have no reason to fear the Matra. But you, your heart's racing, and your eyelids are twitching.
Yeah, he is a pretty bad
Terrible
liar.
I would never.
Don't try anything or you'll pay the price. Now come with me.
Damn, Cyno is really good at his job. Like, way
That
too
was
good.
over quickly.
I-
Cyno already caught the guy.
I actually thought it was going to be some twist, and for once Cyno would actually get something wrong, but never mind. Cyno's just always right.
You're telling me. One minute I go out for a quick smoke, the next minute I see Arav already on his way back to meet up with Cyno.
Yeah?
Looked like a young guy, too. Couldn't have been much more than 30. But after what he's done, I'm afraid he's ruined his whole future.
Probably.
Everyone, it's all over.
Gosh, that was so fast.
The
Yeah.
culprit's name is Raka, a 16-year-old student in
16.
the Rataoist Darshan.
Huh?
16? Cyrus thought he looked 30-something.
We checked his records. He's 16, a third-year student.
He
Wowie.
looks so old.
Yeah, seriously.
Foolish child. He's too young for the criminal life. What the devil drove him down this path?
We
Desperation.
questioned the culprit regarding his motives. He,
Oh, just spit it out. Nothing can surprise me at this point.
very well. It's our understanding that Araka is a mediocre student who has been underperforming in his classes. He started taking extra tutoring to improve his grades, but developed a gambling habit around the same time and lost a lot of mora. Down on his luck, he went to the tavern for a drink and overheard some people chatting about Sir Cyrus's comfortable retirement. They mentioned that he's always arguing about his tomato plants with some old woman on the street.
Okay.
Some old woman on the street? Goodness gracious. Has that rascal attended a single one of his classes? That old woman is Kasharwar's very own professor, Zaha Hadi. How can he not know who Zaha Hadi is?
Is this going somewhere?
Oh, right, yes. So another thing. We don't just argue about tomato plants. And what are they trying to insinuate by comfortable retirement? A man
Yeah.
grows a few vegetables and suddenly is living a life of luxury?
Yeah, really.
Maybe it's more the fact that you have the time to grow vegetables in the first place.
Araka mentioned he'd heard a rumor, alleging that Sir Cyrus illegally obtained a large sum of money from the desert before retiring, and kept it for himself instead of reporting it to the academia. Araka believes this money to be the reason why Sir Cyrus hasn't kept up with any academic research or other projects since his retirement. And given your advanced age, he thought you'd be an easy target to blackmail.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Araka. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so angry I don't know where to start.
People make up rumors all the time. I am quite confident that Professor Cyrus has never embezzled a mora in his life.
Arav, you'll have to find some excuse to interrogate Araka again later. I need you to deliver a few firm fistfuls to him on my behalf.
I completely understand how you feel, Sir Cyrus, but I'm afraid that
Yeah.
course of action goes against the Matra's principles.
Professor, there's no need to be childish about this.
Oh, come on. I was clearly joking.
Okay. Where does this go from here?
The academia will determine the appropriate disciplinary action against the student. And as for the individuals spreading rumors about the professor's obsession with tomatoes and some old woman on the street, there could be a slander case here.
Alrighty.
will continue to investigate.
Who said I'm obsessed with some old woman on the street? Mind your wording or you'll start a whole new rumor. You seem confused. Oh, don't you understand? Uraka is just a young boy who made a very rash and very stupid decision based on some groundless rumor he heard. Besides, I didn't actually hand over any mora to him. The whole thing sounds a lot worse than it is. All it costs me is a little reputational damage. That's all.
Please rest assured, Professor, that the Academia will issue a fair and reasonable punishment.
Yes, I have no doubt about that. But as a former educator, I'd still like to have a serious conversation with the boy's parents.
That's fair.
The family lives in the city, yes?
Sorry if I've been quiet. I've been trying to, like, absorb all the information going on. A lot's being said.
Correct.
We looked into the family. Both parents are merchants, and they're often away on business. They've never taken much of an
kind of
active role
sad.
in their
That makes
children's
sense.
lives.
Why he made poor decisions.
Oh, what a mess.
Usually uninvolved parents.
You don't have to
create,
steal the evidence away yet,
you know.
do you? I'd like to have that letter back for the time being, if possible. I need something concrete for when I talk to the family tonight. We have to show them how serious this situation is.
The relevant authorities have already reviewed the evidence and are now discussing Araka's punishment. You can
Okay.
hold on to the letter for now.
Well, that's nice of
Just make sure to
Arav.
return it within a couple of days.
Oh, so you'll be able to close the case in 2 days.
Give or take, cases like this are quick to resolve.
Fair enough.
Very good. Well, thank you for all your help. Perhaps we can all go for a meal together. Oh, my treat, of course.
My apologies, Sir Cyrus, but I have a prior commitment. Enjoy the meal, everyone.
Alrighty.
I see. Well, that's a pity. But Cyno, you have to come. You found the culprit at record speed, and I owe you for that. Ah, and isn't Tighnari in town at the moment? Bring him along, too.
Wait, you mean Tighnari's in the city?
Oh, well, that's
He
interesting.
is. Tighnari's master, Sir Nephis, called him and Kale to the
We've never
Academia to
met
help out on a project.
Sir Nafis, have we?
They should be at Nephis'
I
office
remember hearing
at
his
this
name.
hour. Though I must say, I'm surprised you're extending an invitation to Tighnari. Did you do something to offend Sir Nephis?
Okay.
Don't be outrageous. Nephis offends me all the time. It's never the other way around.
That's funny.
Anyway, hurry up and fetch Tighnari. I'll head over to the tavern with the Traveler and Paimon. See you there. Go on now. Don't keep us waiting.
Alrighty. Go to the second floor of Lambad's Tavern. That would be down here. See, I wanted to go here earlier, but I was getting ahead of myself. Alrighty. In we go. Okay, this is turning out to be very different than I thought it would be so far. Kale!
Not to brag, but we never had problems like this at Ratawa Hist back when I was still teaching. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can ask them. They were students at the time. They'll tell you what it was like, won't they?
I was out in the forest at least 4 days a week back then, thanks to a colossal workload from Master. It wrought havoc on my poor tail, so I didn't exactly keep up to date with what was going on at the Academia. Most of what I know, I heard from Cyno after the fact.
Professor's
All
become
right.
a lot more laid back in his retirement. He used to be far stricter, and was especially known for being extremely principled.
Wow. It's hard enough to stay true to your principles as a normal person. I can't imagine doing that as a sage.
Yeah?
It's a pity Kale wasn't around at the time. I would have happily taken her on as a student.
And then we'd have one more person who has to address Lisa as upper class woman.
Damn, Cyno be salty.
Really? Can't you just call her Lisa? She seems to prefer it when people treat her like an older sister.
Oh, believe me, back when she was a student, nothing made her happier than the younger students acknowledging
That's
her
Lisa
seniority.
for ya. Oh boy.
Whoa, more food? Are you sure about
I was like,
this?
who's this for like half a second? I'm like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's just a worker at the tavern.
Oh, don't worry about it. Order whatever you like. And if it's not enough, order some more. After all your help today, treating you to dinner is the least I can do.
I thought I heard some familiar voices.
No way.
Sir Cyrus is here as well.
Oh, Kave, it's been a while. Zahahadi was talking about you last month. How have you been?
I've been all right, thank you. You're looking
Wow,
very well,
everyone's
sir.
getting together.
I'm glad to see it.
And this. I like how story quests recently have had like more and more other characters get involved. That's pretty cool.
Have you eaten yet? Care to join us?
That's awfully kind of you, but I had a late lunch, so I'm not really hungry just yet. I'll have dinner a little bit later tonight.
Alrighty.
I just came to Lombard's to buy some wine,
Ah,
and when I heard
Lombard,
some
not
voices I
Lambert.
recognized, I thought I'd come and say
Should
hello.
have guessed that much.
So what's the occasion, anyway? Some sort of celebration?
Consolation, more like. You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
So as vividly recounts the day's events for the benefit of those who weren't there to
Sounds
witness
like
it.
things have really gone downhill since I was there. My whole time as a student, I've never heard of anything remotely like that.
Yeah, really.
I can't believe how young the guy is. Oh, what are his parents going to think?
Young people are always more susceptible to making rash and ill-advised
Yeah.
decisions.
That's
Their
facts.
minds are still developing. It's just an unfortunate fact of life.
Yeah.
Still, this boy has some nerve. Just look at what he wrote. Oh, it makes my blood boil.
Wow, yeah. Jeez.
I will always be watching you and all of your secrets.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty,
he just followed you into the house of Dana?
step in the
This
line.
were my son. Oh, he'd get the scolding of a lifetime. Oh.
Luckily, I'm also an extremely principled person.
Kame! Your order's ready, sir!
Coming. I'll have to get going. Have a nice evening, everyone. I'll catch you all another time.
Alright, later, Cobster.
Bye-bye!
Here I am. The coffee beans are in here too.
Yep, it's all there. I'll stop babbling away now. Let's eat before the food gets cold.
You were all busy chatting that you almost forgot about the food. Luckily, it's still hot and you enjoy a delicious celebratory meal after a crazy day. Okay. Things seem calm for now, but will they stay that way?
Oh, too tasty. Paimon's belly is about to explode.
Okay.
Mine too. I'll have to walk home to burn some of it off.
Thanks for dinner, Sir Cyrus. Master Tainari and I will bring you some homemade herbal tea next time. It'll
So
do
nice to see
wonders for your
Polly again.
sleep.
I missed her.
Well, I look forward to that. In
She's just too
fact,
precious.
Could I trouble you to bring a little extra for the other old folks on my street? I'll be the envy of the neighborhood.
No problem at all. I'll pack some up and bring it over.
Thank you for treating us.
I'll see you all later. I better head home now and tend to the crops.
Good night, Professor. Don't let those tomatoes keep you up too late.
Hey, my tomatoes are serious business. I am not about to be beaten by Zaha. Anyway, I'll be leaving now. Don't stay up too late now, children. I bid you all a good night.
Take care. Have a safe trip home.
All right. Now, we finally have some us time.
What do you mean, us time?
Well, I was talking with Tainari and Kale, and since we all have some free time, we thought we could all go camping together. Think of it as our way of welcoming you
With
back
Tainari
to
and
Sumeru.
Kale? Oh, count me in.
Camping? Oh, that sounds fun. Paimon's in.
Time to show off my tent pitching skills.
No, that's my job. Don't take it away from me.
Oh, of course.
Why don't you and Paimon help out Master or Cyno?
Anything for you,
You don't
Kale.
have to play the hero when you're out with us. This is your chance to just, laze around and switch off for a bit.
Aye, aye,
Everyone,
Captain.
let's meet tomorrow afternoon at the riverbank to the southeast of Gandharvaville.
Alrighty.
No need to bring anything. We've already packed everything for the trip. Just bring your delightful selves and prepare to have some fun.
Okie
You got
dokie.
it. We'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Then we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Let me guess. Yep, alright. Paimon clock time. What the heck is this? Survey? Oh boy. I'll do that later. Was it 0 to 14? So... I think that's what I said, right? So just... do that. Oh, 14 to 0. Oh, my bad. Alright, that's good enough. time.
Kinda
Okay.
set up. Let's head to...
Nope, that's not what I wanted. M, not B. Oh, right here. Perfect. Okay. And just go down this way. Oh, there's Cyno. And Tainari, and there's Kali in the back.
Here! Wow, you guys are ahead of the game. You set up the tents already.
I'd say we're right about on schedule, actually. We were aiming to have them set up before you arrived.
Traveler, Paimon, let's go fishing together.
Oh,
Whatever we
of
catch,
course.
we can grill for dinner tonight. You got it. Dinner's on us tonight.
I used to fish when I was a kid, so this will be easy.
I hope I can contribute too. The other forest watchers
You
gave me
always
some
do.
fishing tips a little while ago. I'm really looking forward to giving them a try.
Nice. Also, have you ever watched my last,
I saw some very
Genshin video,
appetizing mushrooms in the area, so I
which
gathered a few for
was,
us. I'll leave them here
think
along
uploaded
with some
last
fresh
week?
fruit.
I believe so. Or was that Arlecchino's story quest that was uploaded? No, that was Arlecchino's story quest. The week before that was a Spiral Abyss video, and I got the freaking 2,000 fish achievement.
Wow, camping with the forest
On that-
watcher is
in
the
that
way
video.
to go. They think of everything. And even if they don't, they can improvise.
The fishing lore continues.
This is true. I don't think I've ever had a single rough day in this forest.
So, how has everything been going for you?
Pretty well.
Well, there's been some high points and low points, but we've had some unforgettable
Yeah.
experiences along the way.
I see. Oh, in that case, you should try a valberry. I bought some from the market this morning.
Oh, we
A
know what those are.
valuable suggestion. Just don't bury your feelings using food.
All I wanted was to recommend something bittersweet.
I have a sudden craving for fruit tea. I'm gonna go fetch some stuff. Bye!
Okay, be back soon.
She sure made a run for it.
She made a run for it.
Unbelievable. She made a run for it.
So Kale chose the path of tactical retreat. Could it be she foresaw what shall soon come to pass? My dear friend, you know what I am about to say.
Oh boy, it's geniusification time.
Excellent. A kindred spirit. A great warrior can sense when a
I
duel is
forgot.
nigh.
I know him as, you know, the General Mahamatra and the Joke Master. I forgot he is the king of Genius Invocation TCG as well. How could I forget?
But it
And
looks
Tainari's
like we'll get
face.
told off if we start playing
Oh,
now.
come on, Tainari.
Let's
Don't be a
enjoy
party
the
pooper.
nature for a while longer.
Okay. Birds chirping away the soothing sound of running water. This is nice. No agenda, just relax and enjoy myself. Wow, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's we're always getting into trouble.
We got a bite!
Oh no.
I'll reel it in.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, oh no, we don't have Kale here. Cyno, you gotta walk a little bit faster if there's a bite.
Firewood, spices, snacks, and drinks. Everything's ready. Once Kale gets back, we can light up the fire and start grilling.
I miss fishing. What a wonderful time in life. Okay. So where's Kale? This is so relaxing. She's so nice to go camping with friends.
There are 3 tents. Which one do you two want to take?
How about the one on the left?
Whatever Paimon says.
Well, Paimon just thinks the ambiance here is a little better.
True. But it's also the closest to the water. If there are any sleepwalking fungi around tonight, They might stumble into your tent.
Well, that's no good. Take my weapon. You can use it to bar the entrance.
Anyone would think you were sealing the gates to King Deshret's mausoleum.
Excellent. Then this tent will be an impenetrable fortress.
There's Conley. I was worried
How's
for a
your
second.
appetites? Ready for the barbecue? Always.
Of course, that's her response. And it was so quick, too. No hesitation whatsoever. Ask Paimon.
Oh, it smells so good. Paimon's drooling.
I saw that animation. Have they ever done that before? I don't think they have.
Someone sure is desperate to eat. I think
Paimon's
it's time
always
to
been
add the
hilarious, but
seasoning.
she's been extra hilarious
How do you like
lately.
your skewers? Well done? Medium? Rare?
Wait, what? Isn't that just for steaks? Hey, if it works for steak, maybe it works for other things too.
Medium well for me.
Okay, these are about ready now then. It'll be a few more minutes for anyone who wants theirs well done.
Well, I'm gonna dig in. Everyone wolfs down the delicious food.
Oh, that was so delicious. If Paimon's stomach had space, she'd eat 3 more skewers. I ate a lot too. Here comes the food coma.
If you're tired, then go rest.
You must be getting sleepy too, Paimon. Why don't you guys head to your tents? Cyno and I will clean up.
Okay.
Tonight, I show you mercy. Our sacred duel will take place another day.
Alrighty.
Good night.
Unfortunate, but a day must come to an end at some point.
Paimon's struggling to keep her eyes open.
Alrighty, Paimon.
Oh, don't forget this. The staff of the Scarlet Sands.
Yo, can I have that weapon, like, in my inventory?
Wait, you were actually being serious about that?
I love how they're doing these 2D scenes.
It's a very powerful weapon.
And I have one
Try it.
usually one every other patch or something.
Paimon can't even lift that thing.
Fair enough. You sure you don't want it?
Yeah, Paimon's sure. We'll be fine. And even if we do get an uninvited guest in the night, Paimon will be here to take care of the traveler.
Aw, thanks, Paimon. Although, most likely it'll be the other way around. Did we upgrade from the dull blade to the... what is it called? The silver sword or something? We finally upgraded. Let's go. A divine artifact, slayer of countless vile monsters.
That reminds me of a parting king of invocations. I'll tell you about it tomorrow.
Alrighty.
But right now, it's time to rest. Sleep well and sweet dreams.
Thank you, Cyno. You are a kind soul. This camping trip has really relaxed me. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. Alright. In the peace and tranquility of the forest, nature's warm embrace lulls you into restful sleep.
I think they should all be here. Traveler? Paimon? Are you in there? Could you come outside for a sec?
I hate them.
Look at this.
Kaveh, what do you want?
What the? What's this sword doing here? Is it supposed to keep out intruders?
Evidently.
Huh? Who is it? Oh, what time do you call this?
Nighttime. Those voices, I recognize them.
Paimon's gonna take out the sword. Yeah!
Okay, I want to see Paimon with the sword. I'm going back to
Oh,
sleep.
hey them, Kaveh! What are you doing here? It's the middle of the night!
Huh? I think I'm all the way out here.
Sorry to wake you up at this hour of the night, but we've got a situation on our hands.
Let's get dressed and talk about it outside.
Okay.
Something has come up. And since it pertains to Cyrus and Cyno, I deemed it essential to inform you all.
Alright.
Whoa, back up. Let's start from the beginning.
Actually, I do remember no, that's Cyrus. I just heard his name, so I said that. Al-Haytham's voice in the trailer, so I should have expected this. I just kind of forgot. Oh. Getting a cutscene or something? What's going on?
Where'd the
Oh, a
wine
flashback.
cups go? I could have sworn I left them here after I washed them. Ah, there they are.
I'll have a cup too.
Can you see if the cookies are still on the table?
They are. And so are the fruits.
Oh, this is so bland. I should have gotten a few bottles of what Cyno's group was drinking last night.
Do tell. What were they drinking?
Oh, right, I forgot to mention. So, I ran into Cyrus yesterday
Okay,
evening when
where's
I went
this
to the
going?
tavern to pick up some things. He was hosting a dinner for Cyno, Tighnari, Kale, and the Traveler and Paimon. Anyway, they got a bottle of Lombard's new vintage for the table. At least, I think that's what it was. It looked pretty good.
Sounds like they're all tangled up in this.
You know what it's about, right? 16-year-old kid tried to extort Cyrus. He was asking for 10 million mora.
Okay.
I heard some people talking about it on the streets, yes. Didn't take them long to catch the culprit. The sages are probably dealing with the case by now.
I wonder what Sir Nephis and the others will make of it. Oh, Cyrus showed me the extortion letter, too. It was crudely written, but the paper had this beautiful pattern on it that I've never seen before. Really caught my eye. Give me a sec, I'll sketch it out for you.
Okay. I knew the pattern on it was important, but no one else seemed to think so, so I just scrapped the idea. Good to know I
Okay,
wasn't
done.
tripping.
Take a look. You see what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen writing paper like this around before. God knows where the culprit got it from.
Interesting. These are all motifs associated with the tribes of the desert.
What? Really?
Take this, for instance. Looks like an outline of a spire, similar to the kind found on some ancient palaces. And the crisscrossing and mirroring here. I recognize that too. It bears a striking
It's so
resemblance
interesting
an
to see
ancient
these two
emblem,
get along.
one
And they
that
actually
hasn't
started to
been
get
used in a
along
very
ever since we
long
left
time.
Sumeru.
Whose emblem is it?
It's the emblem of the Temple of Silence.
Interesting.
After discussing it with each other, we both agreed that something didn't feel right. So we went looking for you. This was a long way to come from the city. Al-Haytham figured you were probably with Tighnari, so Gandharvaville was our first stop. But the Forest Watchers
Okay.
told us that you'd gone camping. Then, just as we were heading off to the campsite, we ran into Cyno. He said he was on a supply run. We exchanged a few words, and then he ran off.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. So what's the deal with that emblem you were talking about? The Temple of Silence, you said?
Yeah.
What is that? Should we be worried?
Is everything okay? Give me a second. Let me get Kale.
So you've never heard of the Temple of Silence?
No.
Well, to put it simply, it's an organization that has
Okay.
existed in Sumeru for over 1,000 years.
That's a long time.
These days, you can find a Temple of Silence office in the academia. Theoretically, it's responsible for the custody and disposal of information and documents not fit for public dissemination. At least, that's what they tell the outside world. In truth, it's essentially a vestigial institution nowadays. There's an
Okay.
office with their name on it, but it's functionally obsolete.
Huh.
Historically speaking, the original Temple of Silence is said to have been established by Hermanubis, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret and the greatest of all sages. Most of the organization's members hailed from the desert.
I don't know what the 7 pillars of King Deshret are. Should I know what that
By
is?
contrast, none of the Academia Temple's current members are from the desert region, nor do they use any symbols connected with the desert folk.
Uh-huh.
So the Temple of Silence at the Academia is just a fake? Wow.
It's possible. The real question is, why? My guess is they're covering something up.
So how do you know all this? Sounds like some pretty top secret stuff.
Yeah.
Did you forget? He did a stint as acting Grand Sage, and kept the pay raise even after he resigned.
Oh, yeah! Paimon did totally forget about that.
That's
So
fair.
you took
I
the
kinda
chance to
did
read
too,
all the
for a
top
second.
secret documents while you were acting Grand Sage, huh?
If you're asking me whether I familiarized myself with the documentation in my office, I would respond that that's a perfectly normal part of any job.
Fair enough, I guess.
So much about this doesn't make sense. Why did the emblem of the Temple of Silence
Yeah, that's the
appear on a
biggest
threat
mystery.
letter from an academia student to Cyrus? The student's only 16 and doesn't have any family ties to the desert. So where could he have seen that emblem or gotten the paper?
You said you ran into Cyno, yes? Did you tell him what you've just told us?
Yep. He ran off as soon as he heard what we said.
Okay.
Given that Cyrus is involved, he's probably halfway through solving the case by now. Still, we should try to catch up with him.
Okay.
At this hour
You have
of the
some confidence in your friend,
Cyno
but that
will
makes sense.
probably go looking for Cyrus at his current residence.
Okay.
If the Academia's Temple of Silence really does exist just to cover up the truth, the sudden appearance of this emblem can't be good. It's sure to stir up trouble. We
Okay.
should pay a visit to the Academia.
Yes. As the Sage of Amorta, my master ought to know the truth about their office. You can ask him to tell you what he knows. The
Okay.
more information we have, the better prepared we'll be for whatever happens there.
If this situation is connected to the real Temple of Silence, the emblem has to be part of a bigger conspiracy.
I was thinking
Colin.
that much.
Could I trouble you to send a message to the Core of 30? Tell them to keep an eye out for Cyno and Cyrus. Traveler, Paimon, you two come with me. We'll
Okay.
go after Cyno.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Alright, team.
Cyrus has been living in the city lately.
Again.
He rented a place near the field so
I
he can
like-
keep an eye on his tomato plants.
I know.
Then let's go look for him there.
I was gonna say, I really like how they're doing story quests now. I said this earlier, but, you know, like, with, instead of just being like, just Cyno, or just Tainari, or whoever, you know, is in the story quest. Like, most of the story quests lately, like the past 4, I think? Because Arlecchino's, Chiori's, and Cloud Retainers had... Yeah. Yeah, it's been the past 4, I think. They've all been, like, a lot more, like, everyone is involved. And I like that. I really do. I prefer it to be that way. I think they're more enjoyable. Like, still have the main focus be on the person, but, like, having
Here we
other
are.
characters
This is
get
the
more
place.
screen time is nice.
Huh, we might be too late. Looks like nobody's
And I like
home.
seeing, like, how other characters, like, interact, not just with Traveler, but with each other.
Oh, Cyno moves fast. If he was here, he's probably long gone by now.
I know that voice. Is that Tainari I hear?
Oh, hello, Zahahadi.
Ah! Professor Zahahadi!
What a fun name.
Wow, so it really is
She
you.
was in... I'm, like,
My
99%
goodness.
positive.
Whatever is
she was
going
in
on tonight?
Kave's hangout event, right? I
We're
think
looking
so.
for Cyno. So, he's already been here.
That's why I remembered the whole tomato plant situation, arguing with an old lady, because like...
Yes, not
yeah,
long
okay.
ago, in fact. He knocked on my door and asked if I'd seen Cyrus today at all. I told him the old fool left early this morning, and I hadn't heard him come. It must have alarmed
Oopsies.
Cyno,
Just
because
clean
he
my
took
space
off
bar.
in an
Didn't mean
awful
to.
hurry after that. He never did explain what this was.
Ah! I clicked a button.
House.
Well, if Cyrus isn't at home... Oh, it sure doesn't sound...
Professor,
Yeah, that
did
sound
you
good.
hear that a student recently tried to extort Cyrus?
Why, yes. When I left the house that day, I noticed he was watering his flowers in the field in complete silence. He had a piece of paper
The
clutched
Temple
in
of
his hand, and
Silence?
he looked lost in thought.
Okay, so it seems Cyrus knows
I
more
could tell
than we all
something
do.
was troubling him, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. If Cyno hadn't happened to visit him that day, he'd probably still be holding on to that thing. After seeing the
Okay.
letter, Cyno told him to contact the Core of 30, but Cyrus was very reluctant. He claimed it would only damage his reputation. Eventually, he relented, after much persuasion from Cyno.
Okay.
Cyrus didn't want to report it. Well, that's strange. When we saw him, he seemed pretty okay with the idea of the kid getting his just desserts.
As a former sage, it's possible Cyrus still has enemies at the Academia. That's why Cyno was so insistent that he report the matter to the authorities.
Okay.
I was there while they were going back and forth over it.
So Cyrus initially hoped to stop this from going public. But why?
I don't know. He only reported it because Cyno forced him to, which means Cyrus must know something about the Temple of Silence.
Oh, dear. What on earth has that old fool gotten himself wrapped up in? Oh, I do hope
I
he's
like to
not in
hope that
danger.
Cyrus is a good guy.
I almost forgot. Cyno left me this letter to pass on to you. He wrote it when he came by earlier. He realized you might come looking for him.
Thank you.
Okay.
What does it say? Let Paimon take a look.
Alright. My friends, this is a rather complicated state of affair. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose more than that. I ask you to understand and accept that I had to act alone at this stage. Don't come after me. Now we're looking for you, buddy.
My friend.
Okay.
This is
No, I'm not. No. I already read it.
Yep, that sounds like Cyno.
How dare you? Make
Thank
me
you,
read
Professor.
it. And I wonder how many
Please
people
do
did
not
that
worry.
when they were playing this.
We will do all we
if they
can
were
to
recording
protect
it.
both
They
Cyno
read
and
it,
Cyrus.
and then Paimon read it.
Traveler, Paimon, let's head to the Academia and regroup.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Okay, has Dana be right? No, not C. Okay, I have to go. Where's the path? This way, right? I believe. Yep. There's the golden trail. Alright. Man. Arlecchino makes things so much more fun to get around. Okay. So we're going back into the House of Dana. But where are we going here? Off to the right instead of the left this time. Okay, there's Kabe and Alhaitham.
You're here? I thought you were going after... Ah, I guess you lost their trail.
Yep.
We went to Cyrus's house. No one was there. Cyno got there before us, but he was long gone by the time we
Yeah, it's
arrived.
really interesting to see these two get along. Not Kabe and Tighnari, I mean. Kabe and Alhaitham. It's just so interesting. I like
He
it, though.
didn't say where he was going?
It's like character development, you know?
No. He left us a letter and
Because
told
before
us
they
not to
couldn't
go
stand each
after
other's
him.
presence whatsoever. But now they're actually like working together properly and having normal conversations.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Typical Cyno. Anyway, some updates on progress on our end. I drew the emblem from memory again, but in more detail this time.
Oh boy. Okay.
I checked some ancient texts for a similar design. The one I found was a little blurry, but the similarities in the general form and certain details were clear enough to confirm a match.
Huh. Alright, yeah, to me it just looks like any generic, like, temple entrance in the desert.
Yeah, and we're lucky we found anything at all. It turns out the emblem was all but lost to history. We scoured the entire Academia collection, and that book was the only one with a record of the motif.
Meanwhile, Arav managed to get Uraka to disclose his source. The one who told him about Cyrus's embezzled funds was a young man from the desert. According to Uraka, he had a striking presence and was well educated.
That's gotta be Sethos.
Apparently, the two
That's
met in
gotta
the
be.
tavern over a game of cards.
Of course.
The guy claimed to be in the city for business as part of a merchant caravan. Uraka was intrigued when he heard what his new acquaintance had to say and brought up the idea of extorting Cyrus for Mora. The guy encouraged him to go ahead with it, then handed him some pen and paper to write the letter.
I see. So it could be that this person planted the paper
Yeah,
intentionally.
that's what I'm thinking.
So, how do we find this guy? Did Uraka say where he is?
He doesn't know. He claims not to have seen him since that day in the tavern. The man gave him some tips on how to carry out the extortion, but from then on, Uraka was acting alone.
Okay. I had a feeling that the paper, like, I don't think Uraka knew anything. I think that was pretty obvious. But I did think someone else, like, planted the paper to personally, like, ensure the message was got across.
Nephis and Arav have gone to meet the
But
core
not
of
the
30
message
and review the city's entry
that
and exit
Uraka
records.
wanted.
Also, Nephis admitted that the Temple of Silence in the Academia is just a facade. The true Temple of Silence once came to the rainforest to establish a collaboration with the Academia. But, as time went by, the sages gradually became corrupt and foolish.
We already knew that since the beginning, buddy.
The Temple of Silence felt that they could no longer trust the Academia and ended the partnership. They retreated back to the desert about 400 years ago.
Okay, that makes
Ever
sense.
since its
and
inception,
lines up with what
the
we
Temple
know.
of Silence has been the guardians of King Deshret's civilization and belief system.
Huh.
They traveled throughout Sumeru, sequestering and guarding any wisdom that posed a threat to the people's livelihoods. At its roots, it was a legitimate and reputable organization whose purpose was to guide people towards the right path.
The academia of the day knew that the split would damage their reputation if it became a matter of public knowledge. And so, they set up a dummy organization of their own to conceal the truth.
Not only that, but they managed to keep up the charade for hundreds of years.
So how did Cyrus become acquainted with the true Temple of Silence if they left centuries ago?
I'll bet that's the question that bothered Cyno. Probably why he went after
Yeah.
him in such a rush.
Whoever is behind this, getting Uraka to extort Cyrus was only the first step of the plan. Their true goal in doing so was for Cyrus to see the
Yes,
emblem
that's
on the
exactly what I was saying and
He
thinking.
must have recognized it right away. That'll be why he didn't want to involve the authorities. He probably hoped to take care of the whole thing by himself. Unfortunately for him, Cyno had
Yeah.
other plans.
web. Since the desert is where the Temple of Silence originated, that is in all likelihood where Cyrus went.
I have to go after him.
Really? Are you sure that's a good idea?
Yeah, I was gonna
with how
say,
you respond to the
Tainari?
heat?
I don't know.
Why don't we send someone else?
I should be fine, as long as I bring plenty of water. Besides, I just can't shake this ominous feeling that if we don't catch up to them soon...
Everyone,
I
have news from the core of 30.
Oh, hey.
Master!
This is
Oh,
Master.
so that's Nafis, Tainari's master? Oh,
Yeah, okay.
finally
I was gonna
getting
say,
to
I
meet
don't
in
think we ever met him
person.
before.
It's a pleasure to meet you,
He
Traveler
looked
and
very
Padawan.
goofy.
Several independent eyewitnesses have reported seeing Cyrus and Mahamatra Cyno leaving the city at different
Oh
times.
boy.
Both were heading in the direction of Caravan Rebat. I was going to suggest that you join forces with the core of 30 in this case. However, as I'm sure you've already heard from Al-Haytham and Kaveh, the Temple of Silence is involved. The Academia has made a number of decisions throughout history that I am ashamed to talk about. It may well be that no better choice was available to them, but those actions are nonetheless a stain on our legacy. I won't attempt to make you understand the Academia's perspective.
Okay.
Now is the time for action.
I understand where you're coming from, Master. But I'm afraid the situation might be more complicated than we thought. I think we need to keep a low profile, or risk making things worse.
Good point. If Cyrus is involved with the other side, or worse, if he's fallen into their hands. Everyone, we have to get Cyrus
Okay.
and Cyno back
I
safely.
agree.
We cannot afford to lose them.
Need our help? Whatever you need, we got you covered.
Really? Wonderful. You have my most sincere gratitude.
All
Arab and
right.
I will continue to follow up on the lead from Uraka. Kaveh, Scribe Al-Haytham, I'd like to ask you to cover the duties of the House of Dana. Tainari, you're planning to go into the desert, correct?
I am. Kaveh, I'll be okay. You stay behind to help Master and Al-Haytham.
Well, if you're sure. Okay. But be careful.
Thank you all. Arab,
This is gonna be
let's
interesting. Also, where's Kali?
You'd
Is she
better
okay?
get moving. Don't forget
I'm
to
sure
ask for
she
help
is,
when
but-
you need.
Will do. Let's go, Tainari.
I worry about the
Hopefully
poor
we can
girl.
get-
Knowing him, he's probably covered a fair distance already. But we still have a shot. Let's take it.
Okay. Go to Caravan Rebot. Alrighty. Ah, everything is just right next to the waypoints. This is making my life easy. Okay, yep, instantly voted cutscene.
Okay, we made it to Caravan Rebat. Where should we go next? Maybe we should ask the nearby guards if they've seen anything.
Hold on. Look over there.
Oh,
Is that
frick!
Dia?
Dia and Candace! Wow.
You sure you want to brave the desert alone? I mean, it's your choice at the end of the day, but
It's not my first time. I'll be fine.
Wow. I'd never thought I'd see Candace outside of Aru Village.
Cyno.
But
If you're
it's
really
nice,
going
nice
to go
idea
through
again.
this, then at least take our advice.
I
When you're
haven't seen
packing
her
for
in
your trip,
forever.
budget for 5
Last time
days
was
more
since
than
your
you
story
plan to
quest.
spend out there.
Makes sense. Okay, I'll go.
Thought we might find you here. You're trying to retrace Cyrus's steps, aren't you?
Yeah?
Didn't I tell you not to come after me? I thought I had a good lead on you.
Well, sorry, but we never agreed to that. Why would you go off on your own like this?
Nothing personal. It's just a complex situation. And I'd rather not
Well,
involve
too bad. We involved
Takes a
ourselves.
special kind of person to get Cyno chasing them all the way out to Caravan Rebot. But why so coy today, huh? You only gave us his age and description. Why can't you reveal his name? Is he Sumeru's most wanted or something? Oh, also, hey guys, it's been a while.
Yeah, really.
Dia and Candace! So nice to see you. Actually, seeing all of our friends is the whole reason we're here.
You're looking well. Glad to see it.
Wait, no, we saw Dee at the very end of... Or at the very beginning of Fontaine. Because she saw us off. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That was wholesome. He is
Candace
a real
and I
one.
came to Caravan Rebot on business. We ran into Cyno as he was asking about some elderly gentleman's whereabouts. Some people say
He
they saw
has
him.
always been a real one.
Guess he stood out as an older guy heading into the desert alone with just a sumpter beast in tow and very few supplies. That's gotta be one heck of a story there.
Cyno, it's okay if you can't tell us anything about the case. But let us know how we can support you. We're here to help however you need. The more people we have working on this, the quicker we'll be able to find the person you seek.
No, it's not that simple. If I'm right, he'll be doing everything he can to avoid us.
We spoke
Okay.
with Zaha Hadid. From what she said, it's pretty clear that he wants to try and solve this on his own. It won't be easy trying to find him in the desert when he's deliberately trying to cover his tracks.
Sounds like this is far more complex than we imagined.
Still, if he started from Caravan Rebot, the chances are that his route took him past Aru Village. You may as well ask
Says
if
via,
anyone
not
there has
past.
seen him.
Just putting it out there.
My thanks to you both. Once this is resolved, I will find a way to repay you.
Ah, come on. No need to get all serious. Just buy a round of drinks next time we're all in the city or something.
That's a deal.
All right.
He is
So,
great.
you all set?
Yes, we'll handle it from here.
Man, this story quest is such a
Thank
treat.
you again for your help.
We're getting
I don't take it for
all the
granted.
Sumeru characters. We got freaking Cyno, then we got Tainar and Kale, then we got Kaveh and Alhaitham, now we're getting Dia and Candace. Who's next, Nahida? No, I'm kidding.
All right. Then we'll leave you to it. Just remember, if you change
I
your
think
mind
this is as
and
far
need
as we
some
get in terms of
reinforcements,
characters, other
we'll
than
be
obviously
here.
Sethos.
And don't think you'd be imposing. You can depend on us.
Don't worry, we'll keep him out of trouble.
Alright, go to Aru Village. Okie dokie. Again, just right there. Instant cutscene. Yep. That'd be.
Hold on. There's a few things I'd like to clear up.
Go on.
So, after you left the campsite, we had a longer talk.
Uh-huh.
Clearly, we've only scratched the surface of the Temple of Silence
Yeah, really.
question. It doesn't surprise me at all that the one in the Academia is a fake.
Do you have any connection with the Temple of Silence?
I do. I trust you're all aware of the spirit that gives me my power.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of
Roman
that
Locus,
until the
the original founder of
4.6
the Temple
trailer
of Silence.
at all. I didn't know.
Due to my unique constitution, I was put through a number of trials in the desert when I was younger. Later, I met the professor, and he brought me to Sumeru City. But my memory of that time is hazy.
Okay.
It's a good thing that Kaveh noticed the emblem on the letter. Without that, I don't know if we would have connected the dots and realized there was more to
W.
this case
Kaveh
than mere
and Alhaitham.
extortion. I did not recognize that symbol at all. Whether that's because I've never seen it, or because my memory fails me, it's hard to say.
Yeah, you're right. Thank goodness for Kaveh, and for Alhaitham's diligence during his time as acting Grand Sage.
Yeah. They really came in clutch.
Cyrus must have recognized it right away, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't have had any qualms about you reporting it. Oh, maybe his connection to the Temple of Silence goes even deeper than yours.
It's
I
possible.
suspect so too. Professor has never once mentioned the Temple of Silence in conversation. And whenever the conversation turns to Hermanubis and the concept of spirit indwelling, he avoids going into any depth.
Okay.
Well, speaking of avoiding things, you do realize, don't you, now that we've caught up with you, you're stuck with us for the rest of the way.
I am aware. And I have accepted it. Or rather, I don't see how I could manage to ditch
Yeah,
you en
really.
route. So, I might as well accept that you're coming with me.
Thank you, Cyno.
That's right. Fact is, we're coming with you whether you like it or not. So the best option now is to try to look out for each other. Ha!
Gotta love Smug Paimon.
Fair enough.
Can't get out of this.
Then at least let me buy you a drink once we're back in the city.
Alright.
For me. All right, off we go. Let's start by seeing what the guards here can tell us.
Sounds good.
Hello.
Mahamatra Cyno?
I'm looking for someone. So I'd like to confirm any recent foot traffic in and out of Aru Village.
Cyno describes Cyrus's appearance and provisions.
A man matching that description passed by Aru Village not too long ago. He stopped by to load up on food and water and feed his sumpter
Seems
beast.
pretty normal.
Then he was on his way.
Where was he going?
Let me think. He took a seat by the entrance of the village for a while and had a brief chat with the person who came to deliver the water. He said he was headed somewhere near an oasis.
Okay.
But he didn't mention which one.
That still narrows it down.
Do you have a map? I can mark out the direction he was heading and the best routes to any nearby oases.
Alright, that would be very
I
helpful.
have one. Mark away.
Great.
Everyone's being very helpful today. This is great.
There you go.
Music here is nice.
Thank you
I've
so
never
much.
noticed that before.
You were a great help.
You've got a really good memory.
Ah, you're quite welcome. Just doing my job. Best of luck. I hope you find him soon.
Thank you kindly, sir. We're gonna... This looks like the closest route. Crystal flies. Okay. Oh, wait. Commissions. Oh, they're all done. Let's go, baby. This is why I didn't do my commissions yet. Because I figured they'd all get done via the story quest. Oh, battle pass. Alright. Okay. Come on, bro. Yeah, get out of here. Oh, this oasis. Yeah, because there's some other ones like there are a few scattered about, but this is like the big one. All right, here we are.
Hold
Okay.
on. I see some people over there.
That's
Do
him.
you think it's safe to ask them what they know?
Should be. I'll go.
No. I'll do it.
Okay.
Huh? Why can't Cyno go talk to them?
Given my background, appearance, and the way
I saw
dress,
Sethos there.
I might not be the most welcome visitor here.
Yeah,
Just
really.
in case, it's probably better to let a more neutral party handle things.
Alright, these guys are really on guard.
Hello there. I hope I'm not interrupting. My friend and I are looking for an elderly man who's gone missing around these parts. Any chance I could ask you a couple of questions?
Oh, a missing person, huh? Sure. What do you want to know?
Okay, I don't remember hearing this guy's voice, or I think we did hear his voice, but I didn't remember it at all. Yeah,
I'm just wondering if you've seen him.
let me hear him talk
Let me
more.
give you the details.
So, a silver-haired guy in a long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes, and he's traveling alone.
He'd stand out like a sore thumb around here.
Yeah, sounds like the kind of guy we'd remember if we saw him.
He's looking behind me.
Uh-oh. That guy's looking our way.
Your friend over there stands out a lot, too.
Yeah, he really reminds me of like a... other people have said this, but he really does remind me of Gaming in a way. Like his mannerism of speaking and stuff. And the way he talks. I guess that's the same thing, huh? But there's also like a... Like Gaming is like just pure of heart. Well, this guy is... There's a more like crafty scheming... Not scheming, but like a crafty... secrecy behind him.
Hey! Aren't you Cyno, the General Mahamatra?
Okay, yeah, I was wondering where his vision is. I think that's his vision. Or is that just... It looks like a vision.
That's me.
You don't seem surprised that I recognized you.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you're the one looking for the old man who's gone missing, aren't you?
Never got a good look at Sethl's eyes. They're very different. I thought it was just like regularly green eyes, but they're like hazel.
I have a bad feeling about this guy.
Yeah.
Someone's on edge. You don't trust me much, do you? No need to hide it. I understand why you're wary of us. Still, you came to us asking for help. Do you want it or not?
I thought you were a group of merchants. Seems I was mistaken.
Your henchmen don't look like much. But something tells me they put up a better fight than most mercenaries.
Hey! Hear that, guys? You're my henchman now.
Suits me, as long as I get paid for it.
Carefree desert
Just
dweller.
cut to the
Irritable
chase
desert
already.
dweller.
I'm running out of patience.
Alright. Come with me. All of you.
Where are you taking us?
Don't you want to find your friend? A silver-haired, long-robed, culture type with thoughtful eyes? Sounds like there's a whole other side to Cyrus I didn't know about.
So you know where he is?
Just follow me. I'll take you to him.
Okay. Whatever you say, bro. But I got Arlecchino, so if you betray me, you're pretty much dead. Heck, even if I was rocking a team with Lumine, Amber, Noelle, and Barbara, Cyno was gonna kick your butt.
And here.
What? Where are you looking? There's nothing here.
Please step back.
Whoa, something's coming out of the ground.
Oh.
What is this enormous building doing here?
And how was it so well hidden? King Deshret's technology?
Wait, so... Hold on, who are you guys really?
Is this the Temple of Silence? So you're a member?
All good questions. There'll be plenty of time to address them later.
Okay, buddy. Whatever you say. You better answer everything. Okay. So what's the inside look like? That's the real question. Okay. Wow, this is massive! Holy crap!
Especially not hidden right next to an oasis.
Okay, this place is cool. And gigantic.
Ooh, I'm scared. They must have kidnapped Cyrus.
A whole underground massive like cavern.
This is the guy Rocca met in the tavern.
What's wrong? Thinking about your professor?
Yeah?
I just hope for your sake you haven't done anything you might regret.
Me too. Hope I haven't done anything to incur your wrath.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do some research, because I've never heard of the 7 Pillars of King Deshret or Hermanubis before. I just learned about it from the 4.6 trailer, so... Jeez. I wish we could go back here after this is done. I mean, I know that's not going to happen, but... This place is sick. Need to be on the eye for like any like chests and stuff. That looks like death. Oh, okay. Door closed behind us. I didn't know we were in a horror game. Okay. Oh.
Alright. You can wait here for now. I'll inform our leader that you've arrived at the Temple of Silence. Sit tight until he comes to greet you.
So he's just gonna leave us here unattended? Maybe we're not being kidnapped after all.
They can't have been at the Oasis by chance.
Yeah?
They were waiting for us. Whoever the leader is here, they were obviously counting on us showing up.
That's true.
So this is the Temple of Silence. After leaving the rainforest.
It's so cool looking.
They hid themselves here?
I really wish we could go back to this. I really doubt it, though.
Hey, look! That guy's coming back.
Don't worry. Someone will come and call for you soon.
What's your name?
Please at least tell us what to call you.
Sorry, guess I was so delighted to see you, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Sethos. I'll be here if you need me, but I'm not planning on answering all of your questions. Other than that, you can occupy yourselves however you see fit.
So we're free to explore by ourselves?
Yep. I mean, I'm not worried about you running off. Cyrus is here. And unless I've misunderstood, you're all quite anxious to see him again.
He's right. Well, if we've got some time, we might as well take a look around.
Ooh. Okay. Wait a bit and talk to everyone. Alright, well, hold on. Let me actually, like, look around. Is there any, like, not even just for, like, chests, but any, like, hidden information I might be able to acquire? Looks like the answer is neither. Well, that's okay. This place is so cool, though. Very awe-inspiring. Hold on, I wanna take a picture. Okay, I wanted the statues better frame. There. Take photo. Look at camera. No, that's fine. Okay. How does that look? Pretty good. Alright. Okay, well now that looks cooler. Awesome. Okay, let's talk to Sethos.
Hey, Sethos! Have you got some time to chat?
Sure. Although, I'm assuming by chat, you mean you have questions for me? I don't blame you. Anyone else would.
You got a lot of people asking you questions?
Not often. The Temple of Silence is a place of quiet and solitude.
Wow. I guess that
makes sense. You don't get too many visitors.
You were the one who tricked Araka, right?
Yes, that was me. Although, tricked is a stretch. He was asking everyone in the tavern about ways to make some easy money. He insisted that nothing was off the table, even if it broke the law. So, I told him that Cyrus had embezzled a large sum of mora from the desert.
So you framed Cyrus for a crime that he did not commit?
No. That's not entirely true. Let me jog your memory. The letter just said that he had uncovered Cyrus's secret. It didn't say what secret that was.
Did you tell him to use that wording?
Of course. Uraka was a great accomplice, really. Very cooperative with a little bit of wine.
Alright, buddy.
Did exactly what he was told.
Kind of predatory.
An original, thinker, though. It doesn't surprise me that he struggles academically.
Why did Cyrus leave for the desert as soon as he received the letter?
You'll have to ask him that one yourself. Certain things I can't answer for him. I'm neither judging nor defending him.
Alright.
All you need to know is that he recognized our emblem, and it was his own choice to take the bait.
Do you know Cyno?
What kind of question is that? He's the General
that's
Mahamatra. Everyone in
fair answer,
Sumeru
I guess.
knows who he is.
Right, but back at the Oasis, you can't have known who he was for sure, or you wouldn't have asked him. So, what we're really asking is, have you...
I've lived in the desert my whole life. Guess you could say I've never had the pleasure.
Ugh, why does Paimon feel like this guy's not being straight with us?
Probably because he's not.
Come on, we've only just met. If I give you all the answers up front, you'll have nothing left to look forward to.
Have you ever been to the Academia?
Nope, not once.
Really?
I have no need to go there. Not when the taverns are full of the Urakas of this world. Besides, we're well aware of
He's
what's
an
going on
idiot.
at that place.
And, you know, he made some poor decisions, but I do feel bad that he was, you know, preyed on by, you know, people. Are you saying that you have spies inside the city?
Spies? It's not as clandestine as that. The city gates are wide open. Anyone's free to walk in. You can find out
That's
all
fair.
you need to know just by walking around town and hearing the word on the street.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Time to talk to Cyno.
I never
Antonara,
imagined
yes.
that the true Temple of Silence would be hidden somewhere like this. We've passed through these parts before, but never noticed anything.
That's King Deshret's technology for you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It borders on the miraculous.
Yeah?
Amazing to think that it's been preserved intact all...
We should be wary of our
Oops,
hosts.
didn't mean to skip the last
Still,
word.
at this point, we can be confident that the professor is safe and sound. So that's something.
I would say so. Okay. Hello?
Here he is.
Hello, miss? Wow, this place is crazy. And a big statue of, I assume that's Hermanubis.
Grandfather, the person you wish to see is here.
Well done, Sethos.
Okay.
Greetings, one and all. I am Ba Moon, the current leader of the Temple of Silence.
Alright.
I know why you are here, and I thank you for your patience. Bring him out.
Professor!
Cyrus, are you okay?
Watch what you're doing!
Oh, my apologies. We have no intention of causing you distress. But you must understand, Cyrus is of great importance to us.
Okay.
We had to
Why?
find a way to bring him back to us. Cyrus owes me his life, and to the Temple of Silence, he owes a debt of gratitude. I let him go a long time ago, but now the time has come to demand payment.
I wanted to end my feud with this old bag of bones before you caught up with me. But you got here so quickly. Just leave, Cyno. This is a matter between us two old men. You're all too young to get involved.
Too bad Cyno does what Cyno wants.
So that's why you didn't want to report the letter. You'd made up your mind to come here from the beginning. You only left in such a hurry to try and throw us off your trail.
Some things in life catch up with you. No matter what you do, you shouldn't have come. That alone brought the others.
Well...
Cyno didn't make us do anything.
Yeah.
We came here for the same reason he did. To rescue you. We'd appreciate you telling us the truth. Otherwise, it seems a little unfair on everyone who had to stay behind.
My secrets are secret for good reason. Bringing them to light can only lead to misfortune.
You're afraid, aren't you? You can't bring yourself to speak of your past deeds to the students you nurtured as if they were your own children. You recognized our emblem because for many years you lived among us. Indeed, you all but became one of us. You knew as soon as you saw the letter that we, not Uraka, were the ones speaking to you. It threatened you only because you know what you did. Your own guilt convicted you. For you, Cyrus, are a traitor. You once shared your learning with us, and joined us in our mission to revive the might of Hermanubis, to bring new hope, new opportunity. But then you betrayed us. You bargained for your independence with your past contributions. And then you left, taking with you Hermanubis' might and the wielder of his power. We both know what I said to you that day. That as the leader, I grant you permission to leave, but that one day, the sands of time will catch up with you. And when that day comes, you must pay the price you owe.
Okay, the music was really cool there. And that line was delivered very well.
You really know how to hold a grudge.
Hermanubis' might? And the wielder of his power?
Does he mean you?
Professor, anything to say?
The moon is right. I came here once before. They rescued me from the brink of death once, many years ago in the desert. When he learned that I was a scholar, he invited me to come here. And revive the might of Hermanubis together. It was a great, daring plan, and one shrouded in secrecy. The Temple of Silence had been bereft of Hermanubis for too long. The strength of its faith and its warriors.
I really need to look up more about this Hermanubis and such.
Bamoon proposed that we implant bar fragments.
I assume there was prior information about this, considering Cyno said, you should know that I'm...
If the experiment was successful, the spirit of Hermanubis would then dwell within the vessel.
Okay.
Many believers volunteered themselves for the experiment. But we soon discovered that the bodies of grown adults could not withstand Hermanubis' power. In the end, Bamoon offered his own adoptive grandson. One other child was identified as a suitable vessel, and his parents agreed to release him into our custody in exchange for a small fortune.
Okay.
These two children were our only hope for hosting Hermanubis' power.
For many years, the Temple of Silence had been in possession of 2 Ba fragments from Hermanubis. As remnants of his raw power, they were exceedingly rare treasures. The test subjects were sent into a room that had been prepared for the ceremony, and instructed to approach the Ba fragments, whose power had been amplified. If, after some time, this power did not repel them, this would mean that they were suitable vessels. The original plan was for a 3-stage experiment: resonance, implantation, and recovery and observation. The resonance stage went quite smoothly for both candidates.
Interesting. This is giving me like Sephira, I think it's called Sephira crystals from like Data Live kind of vibes.
As the second stage
you know what that
began,
is.
I realized
a
a decision had to be made. Should we implant the fragments one at a time? This would allow us to monitor the results after the first round and adjust our plan accordingly. Or alternatively, we could implant each fragment in a different vessel at the same time and compare their effects.
Okay, scientific frickin' method.
But as I was deliberating, both Ba fragments suddenly became active. They glowed with a light we had never seen before. I knew that if they were not implanted right away, they would disintegrate and be gone from the world for good. Our two vessels had both displayed great promise by successfully resonating with the fragments. Under the circumstances, the thought of implanting both fragments into the same vessel seemed out of the question. To preserve our faith and our power, we implanted each of them with a single fragment.
Ultimately, I ended the experiment and left, taking one of the children with me.
In recognition of your past contributions, I chose not to send someone to hunt down and kill you both. Your lives were spared, but I have paid a great price for your betrayal ever since.
Uh-huh.
I have always wanted to see you, Cyno. Losing you and your Ba fragment dealt us a devastating blow. We've been in decline ever since you left.
I see. So that's how I gained my power.
Look, in essence, I borrowed your Ba fragment for a decade or so. And now you are seeking justice. If you want to take my life, then so be it. I'm an old man now anyway. But you cannot lift a finger against Cyno. He is the General Mahamatra. Your actions would be seen as a declaration of war against the Academia.
He brings up a very valid point.
I'm sure you don't remember anymore, dear Cyno, but you've met us all before. You were so young then, when we all gathered around and celebrated the revival of our Lord. You and he, Sethos, you were our final hope.
You'd like me to return my power?
As a follower of Hermanubis, I have allowed this power to remain in the rainforest for far too long. Now, it is time to reclaim it.
That power is not yours to reclaim. Cyno was chosen by the gods. You cannot take what they have bestowed.
You are wrong. Cyno was chosen, but he was not the only one. My child, Sethos, has the same gift as he.
So those are your terms for freeing the professor?
Despise me all you want. My sins are my own. The Temple of Silence is an innocent party. It is because of my foolishness all those years ago that the Temple's glory has waned. And now I must
This guy seems reasonable enough
for the decision I made back
I can understand him. He does seem reasonable enough. However, you know, in the end, it's Cyno's choice to do what he wants.
The power of one Ba fragment is not enough? You're asking me to return the one in my possession, so it can be implanted in him instead?
Divine power causes great suffering to those who wield it. How do you know that Sethos would be able to withstand it?
He is no longer a small child. But regardless, this burden is ours to bear. And your objections mean little, given that you turned your back on us long ago.
That's fair, I guess.
Both my heart and mind are telling me that what you are proposing is a terrible idea. However...
Don't listen to him, Cyno. That power is no more yours to give than it is his to take. You have to understand.
I know. But if this is a question of your freedom versus a fragment of power, then...
Sorry to interrupt, but in my view, there are a number of contentions here that still need addressing.
Hey,
Say
W10R.
that Cyno refuses to return his power, and you also refuse to release Cyrus. Then, we are at an
Tainari's
impasse.
way too smart,
I
man.
find it hard to believe that you went to all this effort without planning for that possibility. You're trying to gauge where we stand while keeping your remaining cards close to your chest. Well, my stance is, put the rest of your cards on the table. Then we can have a discussion.
Wait, those ears. So, we have a descendant of the Valukashuna in our midst.
Oh, so that's what his race is called.
Splendid. Fate smiles upon us after all. Everything we have longed for, Hermanubis will provide. Perhaps this very day we'll...
What the heck is happening?
Why is he coughing so much? He looks like he's in really bad shape.
Bamoon's condition is critical. He must have been forced himself to act strong. His eyesight must be failing him too, otherwise he would have noticed Tighnari's ears right away.
Bamoon, you...
Take our leader back to his room.
Sethos, you must...
Grandfather, I know what you wish to say. Leave this in my hands.
Alright then.
I don't like to drag out conversations, so I'll just cut to the chase. Had Cyrus not stopped the experiment all those years ago, the plan would most likely have been a success. The wisdom of Hermanubis would have been ours. Still, it's no use talking about what ifs. We cannot change the past. I'm not like my grandfather. The Temple of Silence has a grand legacy and a sacred duty to fulfill. So it's somewhat inevitable for the leader to have an inflated sense of self. But I see things a little differently. I don't believe the temple has the same stature that it once did.
Okay.
Time has worn away at its prestige and changed things almost beyond recognition.
So you're a bit more of a realist.
So I'm not going to force your hand. You're all free to leave. Except for Cyrus. My grandfather gave him his chance once. And now I'm giving the rest of you yours.
You have courage and wise judgment, kid. Reminds me a lot of Bamoon in his younger years. I truly wish that the temple would take an objective look at the academia of today. You've been to the city yourself. I'm sure you've seen that much has changed for the better, and things will only continue to improve. Why not consider cooperating with the academia once more?
Yeah, but I totally get why if you don't want to.
If you hadn't betrayed my grandfather, I might well be open to persuasion. But it's a bit too
Yeah,
late
that's
for
fair.
That, now,
That is
Cyrus.
pretty fair.
Tighnari made a good point earlier. He said there has to be more to your plan than this, and I agree. All you and Bamoon are after is the Ba fragment. The professor will accept whatever fate you deem fit for him out of a sense of guilt. I am the one who has a choice to make. And that's how it was always going to be. Ultimately, you want to trade the Ba fragment for the professor, correct?
I'm glad to see you're giving it some serious consideration.
I won't forsake my professor. Nor do I intend to run from a problem that I must face sooner or later.
Okay.
Give me one night to make my decision.
That works. Then I'll be waiting to hear your verdict. Cyno. Oh, my grandfather still has a fair few things he wants to say to Cyrus, so I'll be escorting him back now.
Alright.
Are you sure about negotiating with him?
I need to think this through. Everyone, let's meet again later tonight. Until then, take some time for yourself.
Okie dokie.
Alright, well, don't put too much pressure on yourself, Cyno. If you need any help working things out, just come and find us.
Quest completed. Wait until midnight, or nighttime. Yeah, nighttime. Time. Okay, this'll do. Oh boy, I wonder how much was left. The last story quest was over 2.5 hours. So this one, I imagine, is gonna be probably 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes. Not sure. We'll see. Okay. The group gathers again at the agreed time.
I've taken some time to reflect on this. If I had to guess, Professor Cyrus came to the desert knowing that he would almost certainly never return.
That's a fair assumption.
He's a stubborn man who tends to double down when he feels strongly about something. We
Yeah,
won't get anywhere trying to
same.
convince him to escape.
Same.
I agree. My master Nephis says the same thing. Once Cyrus makes up his mind about something, he won't listen to reason.
Real. Yeah.
So that's one thing. A few other things come to mind too.
Okay.
You've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Silence. So on that, I don't have anything to add. My own memories of this place are hazy, though. Probably something to do with the overpowering presence of the Ba fragments.
Okay.
That might explain why I suffered from constant headaches and fevers as a child.
That would make
I
sense.
do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion when vague images would appear in my mind. But I don't recall much, only bits and pieces. I was still young then, and all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind. Thinking back on it now, I suppose it was Hermanubis' way of trying to encourage me, even if we couldn't communicate.
Yeah?
The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith. So if the will and might of Hermanubis is a real, intangible thing, and they are its rightful worshippers, then...
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to be another way.
There must be another way.
I have no intention of returning it. I need this power
Yeah.
to protect Sumeru. But the temple has the right to make the final decision over its fate, since it belongs to one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret.
Okay.
So I will
Whatever
challenge
that
them
is.
head on, and win the right to wield this power for myself.
Alright,
Fair
now that's
and square.
Now that's what I'm talking about. That's the...
This reminds me of
that's the
something
Cyno way.
Alhaitham mentioned to me just before we left. He said that the Temple of Silence was originally founded by the ruling elite of the day. Traditionally, such organizations are bound by a strict and ancient code of nobility. Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says many of them have their own internal rules. They talk about the importance of never dishonoring their tribal bonds, or the rules laid down by their ancestors. I think we could turn that to our advantage. Go back to them with a proposal of our own.
Wow, and just like that, we've turned the tables on them.
Looks like we have the same idea. Turn it back on them now while we still can, in terms that they cannot refuse. That's how we win this.
Sounds good
Great. And I know just how to start the conversation. Let's go find Sethos. We'll tell him that I know a thing or two about medicine and would like to take a look at his grandfather's condition.
Now we're thinking. Now we are cooking. But I want to look around real quick. What's in here? Okay. Some random people. I don't suppose there's any chests or anything around here. Doesn't look like it. Oh. Okay, you guys are so short, I didn't see you. Alright, well. No chests. Looks like we're just gonna leave. Alright, where is... Okay, just back there. Got it, got it. Whoopsies, I didn't mean to click that. That was not my intention. Okay, up to the left. Alright. Sethos, you're not here, but you're gonna be here.
Sethos, let's talk.
Oh, behind a door.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I have some degree of medical training, so I was wondering if you might let me take a look at your grandfather?
I have no objections, although we do have our own doctors here. I doubt you'll be able to tell us anything we don't already know.
Only one way to find out.
Follow me.
Okay.
Keep your voices down. We don't want to disturb him.
Lieutenant Medical Camp performs a basic medical exam for Bamu.
Let's talk outside. Bamun has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. I'm sure that your physicians have come to the same conclusion. He appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which has been exacerbated over the years by the heavy burden of work and now by the effects of old age.
Okay.
Regretfully, I must inform you that based on what I've seen with patients in a similar condition, he doesn't have long left. A few days at most.
Yeah. I've known for a long time.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of respect for the man. But you also see things differently. You have a broader range of concerns and a more pragmatic approach.
Okay.
So tell me how we can end this on your terms. Let's find a way to bring all this to a resolution while Ba-Moon is still alive to see it. That's what really matters to you. I know it.
Yeah, there's no time to waste here. You know that better than anyone.
You know, the two of you are actually in a very similar predicament right now. Both of you have a very different perspective from the men who raised you.
Right. And you didn't create this situation. They did, but somehow you've ended up having to make the tough decisions.
You're right. We both look at this problem very differently than the people we inherited it from.
Like two sides of the same coin.
I accept, Cyno. This all began because of Hermanubis. So let's end it with the rite he himself created. Legend has it that when Hermanubis first arrived in Tuletula, he sparred with the city's residents.
That's, I think,
he and his two companions
Wander's
proved
weapon
their
is
mettle
called Tuletula's
by fighting over
Remembrance or
several
something like
days, winning the support of many fine people.
Okay.
That group of supporters were some of the first members of the Temple of Silence, and the sparring matches were enshrined as one of our founding rites, the rite of duels. It's where it all began.
Okay.
Sounds very fitting. I'm in.
As a fellow vessel of Hermanubis, your ties to the Temple of Silence run deep. So I will permit you to participate in this rite, along with your chosen companions.
3 against 3. Sounds good.
However, I have some additional terms. As the challengers, you must win all 3 of your fights to win. And Cyno? Both of us must put our Ba fragment on the line. The winner takes them both. Letting Cyrus leave with one of the Ba fragments was a mistake, made by my grandfather out of pity. It is a long-standing issue that must be addressed for the Temple of Silence to move forward.
Yeah?
I can make no concessions on that front.
None needed. We're on the same page. If I win, the Temple of Silence must release Cyrus, and consider this past dispute resolved. If you win, I'll return my power to you.
It's a deal.
Okay.
Then let's meet at the ceremonial hall tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock.
Okay. Sounds good. Talk to Cyno. That I will do.
Well, after how that went, there's definitely no turning back now.
Yeah?
There never was. Turning back hasn't been an option for me since the moment the professor slipped away to return to the desert.
Yeah?
You have to win. You need this power, both as General Mahamatra and for yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Besides, it stayed with you ever since you were a small child. Surely that's a sign it thinks of you as its rightful owner.
I couldn't agree more, Paimon.
Both as General Mahamatra and for myself. Yeah, when you put it that way. I've had to overcome a lot to tame this power and claim it for myself.
Yeah, really.
Not everyone could have done that.
Exactly.
Let's not get sidetracked. We gotta focus on winning.
The Traveler and I will never lose.
Oh yeah.
And neither shall I. The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that, for a variety of reasons, fell out with the civilization of the rainforest. It's just as Dia said. Prejudice has pushed people apart.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But there must be personal factors at work here too. I can't shake the feeling that Ba-Moon cares for many more things than he lets on. And I don't think that Zethos is any kind of villain. He's just doing what he thinks is best. Tomorrow, everything will be resolved.
Alright then. Wait until... just a whole day. Okay. This is getting really interesting. And it seems like it's about to come to its climax here. Alright, go to the ceremonial hall. Nope. Oh, this way. Okay. Ah, the other door we didn't go through yet. Man, it's a shame this whole, like, half of the story quest is taking place here, but we'll never see this place again. Oh well. At least the memory is being recorded. Okay, now I'm exploring again. Oh,
We gather
it brought
on
me
this
down.
day to perform once more the rite of duels, with the greatest of all sages, Lord Hermanubis, as our witness.
Okay.
For his power and authority is present in our midst. This is our most sacred of ceremonies, and no disruption from the audience shall be tolerated. It is incumbent upon all to observe the duel with the utmost respect and reverence throughout the proceedings.
Alrighty.
Representing the Temple of Silence, the Defenders.
Okay.
Grandfather, you're here.
A rite of duels after all these years. I am surprised by your decisions, Ethos.
I know what I'm doing, Grandfather. Just leave it to me.
Okay.
Representing the Academia, the Challengers.
Wheeler's so cool.
Ready. We will fight to have our voices heard.
Warriors, take your positions and decide on the order of battle. We come not to debate what brings our challengers here, nor what will become of the defeated duelists.
Alright.
Duelists, the might of Hermanubis himself is at stake here. Now, fight. Fight until the rightful victor is proclaimed.
I'll go first.
Huh? Are you sure?
I'm sure. We want to keep our morale up.
I agree.
Okay.
She's very strong.
Yeah, confidence
Sending her
100.
out first will definitely intimidate the opposing side.
Okay, then you're second.
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we. Let's begin.
Alright.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
Leave it to me. We're so cool. Lumina's such a badass sometimes. Guardian?
You there! You better play nice with her, or Paimon will make you regret it!
A little bit
Okay.
too much chatter from the audience over there.
Huh, interesting. It forced me to use Dendrolumine. That's cool. I thought we were gonna get our full team or if we were gonna get Lumine, it would be the one I have set. But no. Okay, that's cool. Alright, hold on. Oh, and it gave a sapwood blade as well. That's cool.
I
didn't even notice that.
End
I wonder what
to
the artifacts
first
were.
bout. I now invite
Ooh,
the
then I got
duelist of
Hunter's
the
Path.
second bout to please step forward. When you're both ready, you may begin.
Let's begin.
Do I get to play as
Watch
10 already? Okay, I want to see. She's got Hunter's Path. Damn! This bullet's 40% crit rate? Okay. Artifacts. Oh, wow. C3. Okay, they actually built them pretty well.
One with the force.
He drank plenty of water before the bout, so he should be fine.
Alright, first. Okay. Element skill. That. Alright. Easy enough. Okay, this is cool. I like
Thus
this.
ends the second bout. We will now move to the third bout. Duelists, please step forward.
Yeah, I like being able, like, that they, I thought it was just gonna be easy claps and we just you know, I thought with Traveler we were just going to get our full team and fight normally. I thought with Tighnari we were just going to watch him fight. But it's cool that we got to play as like just Dendro Traveler and just Tighnari for the fights. That's
ready. Cool. So am I.
Ooh, the music. This is really cool.
This is the final stage of the rite. I remind you both that the terms you agreed upon in advance are binding. When you're both ready, you may begin.
I am Sethos, vessel of
Hermanubis, cool.
grandson of Bamun, the leader of the Temple of Silence. For many years, we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis by guarding the secrets of King Deshret. And even in our darkest hour, when we could not see a way forward, we chose not to abandon hope, but to embark on a brave new experiment so that we might prevail. We earnestly sought Lord Hermanubis' wisdom and power, longing to see his spirit and his light descend upon us.
Okay.
I will fight to become the rightful wielder of that power.
Alright, Cyno, what do you gotta say?
I am Cyno, General Mahamatra of the Academia, student and successor of Cyrus, the Sage of Spontamod. I fight in defense of my power, my professor, and my nation. And you. I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel, and Hermanubis is watching. So bare your soul.
Everyone, old and young, fit and frail, they're all waiting to see how
got some doubts.
Will end. My grandfather is a wise leader. He is also known to be a ruler who is not afraid to get blood on his hands. I understand his beliefs well, and I know what he expects of me. But our faith has held us back for too long. After I grew up, I went to the rainforest once, and I saw for myself the people of the city. Times have changed. The people of Sumeru are happier and more free now than in the past. I thought about this as I stood at one of the tallest points in the city, gazing down at the streets below.
Alright.
Then I thought of you, Cyno. You and I both wield the same power, yet the lives we lead could not be more different.
That's how it is.
Each Ba fragment of Hermanubis stands for something different. Might, glory, and one of many other secrets that have yet to be revealed. I once thought that the nature of our fragments must be what makes us so different from one another. But maybe
I think
it's
you're
that
right.
you've found your answer.
Yeah.
And I am still searching for mine.
I am more than just a warrior. I am my own person.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The name Hermanubis has left its mark on both of us, shaped the course of our lives. We are his vessels, and yet we are more besides. So show me your answer, Cyno.
Ooh, this is so cool.
Show me I can be more than my faith, more than the power I wield. Show me the person I can become.
This feels so anime, and I am all for it.
Bring it on!
Okay, the music stopped. Ooh, cutscene. Ooh, okay. Yeah, they have very similar powers, seems. Okay, this is really anime and I love it. Oh, Cyno is so cool.
That's all you've got?
What happened to searching for your answer?
Oh, he has a pole arm. Interesting. I don't... Is that a pole arm we've seen before? I don't recognize it. Damn!
Fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Well then, looks like you found your answer.
Whoa.
I give his glory to you.
Interesting.
I've seen that light.
Okay.
That is the light of our Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on.
Oh, this is so cool.
Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar.
Uh-huh.
After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of
all these words I'm like hearing, I'm like, nah,
there, they
familiar.
founded the Temple of
Tynarian.
Silence. And from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization.
Okay.
Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert.
Uh-huh.
One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. Only the wise city of Tule-Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tynarians.
Okay.
But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King
I'll have to look up a
Deshret,
lot after this.
the beasts set their eyes on Tule-Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory.
Uh-huh.
The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days.
Such a cool shot.
And we faced enemies on all sides. Our Lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers.
Sorry, Tynarians, like
with
the,
this power,
the people that are
the
like
temple
like
was
the
able to
descendants
defeat
that are
the
like
tyrant's
Tynari,
army.
like
Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and
Fennec Fox
unfamiliar
looking
as this power
people.
was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule-Tula Tynarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest.
Okay.
What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule-Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more.
Such a pretty cutscene.
We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanupis once more. Thank you.
Okay. I was honestly expecting Cyno to say, I don't need your power, but
Do you feel okay?
he actually acquired it. Did he, kick the bucket? Pretty sure he would fall over and his muscles would all relax if he did, but okay.
Grandfather.
I guess you did. You, Sethos, and the other members of the temple bid farewell to Balmoon. In the Great Hall, people gather around the coffin to pay. I didn't repeat that. Genshin?
Hey, Sethos. You'll get through this.
I know. I'll miss him.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I guess you were prepared for this. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, he's been on death's door for a very long time now. I think it was only through sheer willpower that he managed to hold on to this point.
Okay.
At least,
well, that's
he was
sad.
able to see this chapter come to a close before he passed.
What's next for you?
Per my grandfather's last wishes, the Temple of Silence should submit to whoever possesses the largest number of Hermanupis fragments.
Oh.
That entitles you to be our new leader, Cyno.
Okay.
But that's never going to work, as I'm sure you realize. I'm the General Mahamatra. I am needed back at the Academia. I did foresee this possibility, and I gave it some thought. The fact is, I know next to nothing about the staff, records, and environment here. As such, I am ill-suited to be your leader.
Uh-huh.
Sethos, I believe the honor should go to you. Were it not for this duel, or indeed if you had other intentions, the Ba fragments would most likely be in your hands by now. I'm sure Balmoon never meant for anyone but you to be his successor.
Okay.
You really think so?
I do.
Still, I didn't think Balmoon looked very surprised by the final result. Perhaps he had an inkling that this would be the way things end.
Well, in any case, since the Ba fragments are with me now, I guess I can call the shots.
Yeah?
Sethos, I would like you to succeed Balmoon as the new leader of the Temple of Silence. You are more
What a
suited
nice
to the role than
conclusion.
I, and I have complete faith that you will be an excellent leader. Just think of it as doing me a favor.
I'm glad with this quest I was able to follow along with everything that was happening. Other than obviously the references to the past that I just didn't understand. But I mean like the way things were going. Because I feel like in Arlecchino's, and I can't remember Chiori's my thoughts throughout it, but I remember in Arlecchino's I was like so confused and all over the place. Like I kind of knew what was going on towards the end, but the first they had me in the first half. I was like, huh, what, who? I would say I had probably a better understanding than other people, so I pride myself in that. But you know, with this story quest, I feel like I kind of called all the shots before they were about to happen.
But doesn't that render everything that we've been through up to now meaningless?
No, it doesn't. This experience has allowed us to become
Yeah.
friends, which means that the Academia and the Temple of Silence will become partners once more. That's a much bigger deal than you might think, Sethos. You said yourself, times have changed. You have to believe that things can change for the better here at the temple too.
Yeah.
I will try. To be honest, I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
Actually, part of me wonders whether Bamun's intentions from the very beginning was just to create enough pressure to force us towards a duel. That way, no matter who won, one of us would have to surrender our Ba fragment, and the power of Hermanubis would be concentrated in one single person. Had you won, the Temple of Silence would have doubled its strength. And were I to win, he correctly anticipated that I wouldn't suddenly drop everything to become the leader of the temple, much less integrate the temple into the Academia by force. He knew that the temple's future would depend not just on the guidance of Hermanubis, but the support of the Academia too. So he made it his responsibility to ensure his successor would be free from the burdens of the past. His plan meant that whoever ended up succeeding him, they would have an easier time interacting with the Academia. With one single letter, he lured out the professor. No matter what happened after that, it would result in a net benefit to the temple.
What a guy.
And here I thought the General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these trivial details. You're absolutely right. Grandfather and I considered this from every angle. We had to find a way to mend our relationship with the Academia. In that sense, the right of duels was just a means to an end.
But it was a fucking sick means to an end. That cutscene was awesome.
Thank you for everything, Cyno. As a gesture of our gratitude, to those that you and Lesser Lord Kusanali deem worthy, I will grant the honor of access to the Temple of Silence for their pursuit of knowledge. The Temple of Silence has a wealth of information on King Deshret's civilization, more than any other organization in existence today. In times when you need information that only we can provide, we will be here to support you. But you must be exceedingly careful with your selection of candidates, lest you lead humanity to repeat the same mistakes.
Agreed.
By the way, Tainari, my grandfather was so happy to see you. You are a descendant of the Veluca Shuna, and we are the heirs to the will of Hermanubis. The story goes that King Deshret chose the sage Hermanubis from among the Tainarians and appointed him as his familiar. He went on to fight many valiant battles with his Tainarian companions. They always stood by each other, from the founding of the Temple of Silence to the fall of Tuletula. The Tainarians who left Tuletula joined their human counterparts in the rainforest. A few centuries later, when some of the group returned to the desert, many of the Tainarians chose to stay and put down roots in the rainforest. In all likelihood, those were your ancestors.
I did not expect to get Tainari lore in Cyno's story quest.
How
That's
fascinating. My father once mentioned that I was named after the Tainarians.
Okay.
But I never knew that my forebears had such a history with the Temple of Silence.
Well, that's one less thing I need to research. Awesome.
I like this story.
By the way, has anyone seen Cyrus?
Actually, yeah, I see why Cyno says that. Because, yeah, that means, like, you know, both of their ancestors kind of were partners. And now Cyno and Tainari are, like, you know, the best friends, the bros.
Yes, Cyrus. You'll probably find him in my grandfather's room. He wouldn't show it in front of me, but I think he still has many fond memories of my grandfather.
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to turn out this way, then I guess he didn't really resent Cyrus as much as he appeared to.
Yeah, I'm glad Cyrus wasn't a bad guy, you know. It's like,
Us.
please don't have another
Perhaps all of us.
person turn corrupt
Me.
for the pursuit of
And
knowledge
Cyrus.
or wealth or whatever.
We're all just
I'm glad.
pawns in my grandfather's plan to set things straight. He was awful like that.
Someone's got to make the decisions when history is at a crossroad. I will make a detailed report on all of this to Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Can we talk
and
to
arrange
Nita?
for
Can
an
we talk
official
to Nita?
delegation from the Academia to come and meet you in the desert. I'm sure you'll have lots to
Please.
attend to in the days ahead.
I haven't seen her forever.
But once things return to normal, please come and visit the rainforest again. If we're going to work together, both sides have to get to know one another better.
Yep.
I will.
That is facts.
All right. Well, bye for now, everyone. I'll be seeing you.
See you soon. Come hang out with us anytime.
Best of luck to you, Sethos. Return to the Academia. Okay. Wait. Oh, wait, can we actually go back here now? What? Mondstadt. If so, that is awesome. Maybe my complaining about it made it happen. I know, obviously it was coded into the game way before I played this, but I don't know. That's cool.
Astra Abyssos.
Usually, like
you for
special
completing
missions or like special areas in like Archon quests and story quests, you never get to go back to ever. That's never been a thing. So that's super cool. Huh. Who knew? All my complaining probably felt like, to anyone who knew that, probably felt like, I was playing it up. But, no, I actually genuinely thought that we would not be able to go back there, because never.
What were you thinking
gallivanting
off into the desert alone at your age? What if you take the bucket, You told not a soul what you were up to, designated nobody to handle your affairs, and left everyone scrambling frantically to try and figure out how on earth to clean up the colossal mess you'd made.
Alright, calm down, Four Eyes. But yeah, no, I mean, this has never been the case. I mean, we've gone to so many different, like, you know, hidden, I guess those are more like domains, but, you know, just areas in story quests and sometimes in Archon quests. Like the one hidden ruins in 4.2 Archon quest, Masquerade of the Guilty, you know, can't go back there. So it's just interesting that, yeah, it's super cool. I mean, I guess they didn't make this one a domain, so that makes...
Oh, please, will you stop your
changes it.
yelling? What other choice did I have?
What do you mean, what other choice? Do you mean to tell me that after all your years of learning, and sagehood no less, the only idea you could conjure up in that white-haired walnut of yours was to
White-haired
shoot off into
walnut.
the unknown like some hot-headed 20-year-old adventurer? A one-man suicide mission, That's the best idea that one of the finest minds of a generation could come up with, is it? It astounds me that you survived the journey, and you're lucky that Ba Moon didn't finish you off when you arrived.
All right, all right. Honestly, the way you're going off on me, it's like you wish you'd been there to lend him a hand. Does it mean nothing to you that I'm your colleague and former classmate?
I've got nothing more to say. What's the point of berating an old bag of bones?
What do you mean, bag of bones? I'm a flesh and blood hero who, despite his old age, saved our General Mahamatra from being stripped of his powers. Okay, look. Fine, I admit it, I was in the wrong. How can I make it up to you? What about, a month's work at the Academia?
1 month? Try 3.
Oh boy.
Minori's master is really laying into Cyrus. Let's give them a wide berth.
Too young to get involved. Cecily, who's like thousands of years old, probably. And Paimon.
Professor brought this on himself.
I have
Don't
no idea
pay
how
any
old Paimon
attention
might
to
be.
him.
But a lot of people think she's like a Nahida-fied or Guoba-fied, you know, god. If you don't know what I mean, too bad.
Wow, I haven't seen Master get this riled up in a long time. The last time he chewed someone out like this must have been back when I was still a student.
I think I'll go around and update everyone. Tell them the situation's resolved. Want to come with me?
Sure.
We can go for dinner afterwards. My treat. You in?
Makes sense. I'm in.
Free food is free food.
Paimon's coming too. let's go!
I know I said that Paimon would be in. Alright, follow Cyno. Where are we going? Oh wow, Farzan. Call.
You're back! Well, look who we have here. Would you mind explaining to me what has been going on this past few days? I heard you all ran off into the desert and got embroiled in a major catastrophe.
Yeah?
All taken care of.
That does not answer my question. How could you be so careless? That goes for you as well. Yes, and you too.
Paimon's smug smile.
When you run into problems, you really ought to ask for help, you know? I've been around the block. Don't you think it would have made sense to involve me? And let's not forget, I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Now would not be a good time to attempt to argue with Farzan.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. It's not the first time that I've had to talk to you about this sort of thing either. You need to learn that there are times when the right thing to do is get a more experienced member of staff involved.
Why are they
do
looking
I
at
make
Kale?
myself clear? Because if you don't,
Kale, please do something.
That line didn't even sound like Cyno. That sounded like his VA, Alejandro.
He's giving me the signal. Alright, guess it's time to play my ace in the hole. Say, Madam Farzan, I can see you're pretty upset, but I was just wondering, remember that time you offered to give me a tour of the academia? Does that offer still stand?
Kale,
Huh?
you innocent girl.
Wait, did I hear that right? Kale, you remember? Wonderful. Well, of
You
course the offer
scheming
still
yet
stands.
innocent girl.
Come on. Madam Farzan will show you around the old classrooms.
Alright.
Poor Kale getting dragged off like that. Also, check out Farzan acting like some sort of official academia tour guide.
Kale! Cup.
Huh? What? Oh, right!
What do you mean, cup? You need a cup. I can get you a cup.
Oh, it's nothing. Just Master's way of reminding me to stay hydrated while I'm out and about.
It's code for let's reconvene at the cafe.
Gotcha.
Tainari
Okay.
and I used it while we were in school. And it's become something of a family tradition now.
Well, that's sweet.
that's kinda
Or you call it a
fun.
family tradition.
Mm-hmm. 2 people left. Let's bring them along too.
Talking about, Alhaitham and Kaveh, probably. Alright. Yeah, we're going in here. This is where we last saw them, so it makes sense. The gang's all getting together. Alright. Yep, there's Kaveh, and I see Alhaitham. Awesome. Oh, this is such a fun story quest. This is definitely one of my favorites.
Or do I see Kaveh and Alhaitham engaged in diligent studying?
We're just reorganizing all the books we used. Look, there's a whole mountain of them.
There's no rush. Nobody reads these books anyway.
My sincere thanks to you both.
Yes, with your help. We resolved the issue rather swiftly and painlessly. And the outcome was better than we could have hoped for.
So, not Tainari, sorry.
I
Cyno.
see. The Temple of Silence resorted to rather unique means of self-preservation. It explains how they managed to remain hidden for so many years.
Anyways, now that he's done talking, I was gonna say, so Cyno now canonically has like double the power he used to have. That's pretty cool. Too bad his playable character doesn't get a buff, but you know, it is what it is.
And it sounds like they managed to preserve a whole load of ancient documents as well. I'd love to go check those out if I ever had
I definitely
a
want
chance.
to pull for Cyno next time he reruns. The only time he's run since I've played was the one in 4.2, and I had to skip both him and Ayato, which were both characters I really wanted for the next patch, because I had Ayaka and Raiden, who are both characters I wanted super badly.
That day will come. The Temple of Silence is a hugely important organization.
Next time both of them
and we'll be
rerun
sure to
Ayato
maintain
and
good
Cyno, I
relations
definitely
with
want
them
to
in the
pull for them.
future. Now, as a token of my appreciation, I'd like to treat everyone to coffee.
Even if they're not the most broken characters, you know, I really like them as characters. So, you know, and it's not. I don't pull only for the most great characters. I pull for who I like to pull for, and I feel like everyone should for the most part. Of course, I pull for characters obviously based on strength too, but you know, I started out pulling for characters based on if I loved them or not, and I want to collect all the characters one day eventually anyways. So, you know, I think that's reason enough to pull for Cyno and Ayato by extension.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds great. Although after the last few days, I don't know if I can handle another coffee. But I can just order something else.
You know who I really need to freaking get is freaking Kazuha. I still hate that I don't have him. The first time he reran in 3.7. I could not get, so that was the first time he ran when I was playing. I wasn't playing much at the time, and I think I was saving for Klee, who I didn't even get in 3.8. So, yeah, that just didn't happen. Then, I think I just did like, I think I did like maybe 10 or 20 pulls, 30 max. And I just gave up on Kazuha. And then when he reran last version, last patch in 4.5, I was gonna go for Kazuha. I did a few pulls on him, and then I realized Neuvillette might be a little bit better for Spiral Abyss. And I pulled for Neuvillette and got him. Which I don't regret. Neuvillette's amazing. So freaking busted. So, very glad I got him, but there's been so many times in the new Spiral Abyss where I'm like, Kazuha would be so nice here. So, definitely there's no way I'm passing him up next time he reruns. I will make sure I get him, because I really need Kazuha.
Sure. Let's go.
Yeah, that's enough about me. Let's finish this up. Alright, go to the cafe. Alright, let's go to this waypoint. Cafe. I don't remember the tavern. I don't remember a cafe. Have we been here in like a cafe? I feel like we went here in Madame Farazan's hangout event.
The Traveler just pounced on their opponent and knocked him right out.
I think so.
Then there was Tainari.
I think this is where we hid with Dia and Dunuzad as well.
Whoa.
Or I guess more
really
like
wish
hid
I
with
had been there
Dunuzad
to
and ran
see
into
it,
Dia.
But I'd have been biting my nails off worrying about you guys.
Ah.
A truly edifying account of the events. Bereft of detail, but it has livened up the room all the same.
Hey, Paimon included all the juicy details. The Traveler just pounced and then waved their sword like this, then spun around and blocked.
Despite winning 3 bouts in a row, you still ceded the position of leader to him. That's very dignified of you, Cyno.
Of course. Being dignified comes with being a true champion.
I got to be a champion too for once. I've not sparred much with desert folk before. It was a pretty unique experience.
Venue is pretty impressive too. Very ceremonial affair.
Yeah, huge place. It felt like something right out of an epic poem. Imagine this. It was like there was...
Maybe save that one for later, Paimon. Dessert's here.
Everyone enjoys each other's company and the General Mahamatra's generosity. The shockwaves
I think that'll
left by
do
the
it
Temple
for
of
today.
Silence, I assume? Okay.
Shall we stop off at the House of Dana again before heading home? We should probably finish putting all those books back.
My thoughts exactly. See you around.
It's so weird seeing them, like, sitting next to each other and have normal conversations and get along. But I like it. I like the character development.
I should
I
get
like it
going
when
as
characters grow.
See
and
you all
like,
later. Make sure you
know.
get some good rest tonight.
I need to go
Get
say
along
thanks
better.
to the Core 30 for their help. Also, Sir Nephis says he wanted to introduce me to some of the Academia's work processes. So, I got a dash too.
Kali's come a long way. She's much more confident at dealing with other people these days.
Mm-hmm. I'm proud of her.
Everyone's a work in progress. You never stop learning.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So, what's left of this quest? Because we gotta be at, like, the last talking scene.
That was good. It feels like everything's finally wrapped up now.
Yeah.
Life is all about these moments when you can finally relax and hang out with good friends after
Man,
a
we're going on
job
2.5
well done.
hours.
And also, those desserts Cyno got
So, I feel like story quests are
really
getting longer and
good.
longer. Because I feel like
I
before they were only like 2
definitely
hours
need more of
max.
those in the future.
Usually like an hour 45. Some were like an hour and a half. I don't know. Let's come back again sometime.
Do you three have anything planned for the rest of the day? If not, would you come somewhere with me?
Sure. Where are we
That's
going?
a secret for now. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise.
Okay. I think I can guess what you're talking about. It'll definitely be a nice surprise.
Alright.
Now Paimon's curious. Come on, let's go.
Me too, Paimon. Me too. Go to the place Cyno mentioned. Okay. Where the heck are we going? Ah. This is random.
Been a while since I last made my way up here.
Oh, look at this place. We're so high up.
Yeah.
Need any help?
Don't underestimate me.
That's a nice spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a great view. We're so high up, we can see for miles.
Traveler,
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
turn around.
Ooh, okay, that's really pretty. It's beautiful.
This is my secret base. Somewhere I only bring my best friends. When I was a student, I used to slip away and climb up here all the time, just to clear my head. I was quite young then, and hadn't made too many friends yet. Back then, I had a lot of the same questions that Sethos was asking. Who am I? Why do I have this power? And what should I be fighting for?
Mm-hmm.
Our gifts help us to find our rightful place in the world. That was my experience. And I'm sure Sethos will figure things out in his own time, too.
As long as Hermnus' power endures.
You two really are like brothers.
I feel the same way.
You're on top, Cookie Cyno.
Of course. I see no need to be humble when it comes to the facts.
I still remember one time when we came up here to chat and do our homework. Cyno accidentally dropped a fruit. Luckily, he has fast reflexes, so he caught it just in time.
That was the one and only time. Nothing will ever slip through my fingers again.
Those were good times. I kind of miss the student life.
You know, Paimon really shouldn't be able to imagine Cyno doing something like that, but for some strange reason, the mental image is coming through clear as day.
Then make it stop. There's somebody there.
Cyrus?
It's Professor Cyrus.
Yeah.
You guys carry on without me. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Huh? Hey, you're not supposed to jump down. Be careful.
Alright then. Yay, you get to be Cyno. Wait. Let me check. Damn! 101%! What are you doing with 101%? Pal. Okay. This is the only time I've seen a crit rate that high in my game. Jeez. What a wacky build. Definitely could be some better optimization here, but it's fine. One day I'll have you in my party.
Nowhere to run.
Alright.
Oh my days. I can't believe how stupid I look in this one.
Professor, what are you muttering to yourself about?
Cyno. Just the man I'm looking for. Guess what I found in some old notebooks?
Aww.
Photos?
It's young Cyno.
Can you believe it? This notebook was just sitting in a pile of odds and ends in the Sage's office. I must have forgotten to take it with me, and no one's touched it since. It was still right there. I was at the Academia earlier to discuss my workload with Nephis. I swung by the old office to have a look around and just happened to cross it. Well, time flies. Look how tiny you are in this picture. Still a kid.
You look quite young yourself in that one. Ah, it's this one. I remember that. Lisa took it, didn't she?
Yep. Looks like her work, all right.
Yeah?
Who else could have found just the right angle to make me look so unbelievably hideous?
And this one. Looks like we're both dozing off.
Oh, cheeky girl. Taking secret photos of us without our knowledge.
Sounds like Lisa, all right.
Is there something you'd like to say to me, Professor?
Like what? Like, these are good photos, aren't they? Hey, at moments like this, I hardly know where to begin.
Uh-huh.
I can't pretend I'm a good person. But Moon had every reason to despise me. And well, so do you if you feel the same way.
Don't be ridiculous, you old codger.
Is that not what you wanted me to say? Oh, I've dreamt of that place many times after leaving the desert. Sometimes I've dreamed that I was doing research with them again. And other times, I dream of the day they saved my life. Oh, it was one of the happiest times of my life. We all learned so much from one another.
Yeah.
You've matured so much over the years, Cyno.
I'm sure he has.
Since you're my professor, I should save you some face by not calling you out on all the non-answers you just gave. So, I will do the right thing and keep my mouth shut.
Good thinking. Take your own advice next time. Seriously, why bully an old man like me? I thought heroes were supposed to be gracious. Hey, wait, how did I not notice this one earlier?
Lisa strikes again. Just how many did she take?
Look how cute you were when you were little. I remember how well-mannered you were back then, too.
Yeah, and look how serious and professional you used to be.
Oh, I can't compete with you anymore. First you get better than me at the deadpan jokes, and now you're besting me at those little quips, too.
Don't say that. I still have a lot of respect for you.
That's more like it. Hey.
This is so wholesome.
What would you say to meeting up with Lisa again sometime?
I'd like that. Let's find a time and pay her a visit in Mondstadt.
On-site event. On-site event.
All right, I'll add it to my schedule. Let's go next week.
Never mind, it's next week.
No.
No, never mind, it's not.
Tomato growing competition. I have got to beat Zaha Hadi.
Or you could find a real hobby, Professor.
What a quest. What an amazing quest. That was awesome. I very much enjoyed that. Let's talk to them.
Today. This atmosphere calls for a joke out of left field, to catch the listener unawares.
What does Cyrus say?
Time has passed too quickly. The children have all grown up, but it turns out grown-up kids are no use. When Nephis comes after me, Cyno still can't do anything to protect me. Oh, that boy.
Well, that was great. I loved that. That was super wholesome at the end. This quest had some awesome moments. Yeah, okay. And we can go here now. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best story quests ever. Definitely the best Sumeru story quest, that's for sure. They've been so good at making story quests lately. Oh, wrong way. Okay, so it doesn't have a teleport to it, but it has. You can go to it. It seems. Yeah, I'll go to it. See if there's anything I can find in there, and then I'll end the video. This is already becoming quite a long video, longer than I expected. But just in case there's something worth looking. Oh, wow, that just faded in. Hey. Wow. Super cool. Okay. So is there anything left to... Wait. Can't use... Maybe there isn't any chests in here then. Or if there is, I gotta find them manually. I mean, it might be just completely empty. I'll probably just look it up later. Or I guess after I'm done recording. I just want to go over this way to see if we can talk to Sethos or something. Low chance, but there's a chance nonetheless. Cool. Up here. Looks like there's some NPCs to talk to. Yeah, just cause like some NPCs, that's it. What be up this way? Yeah, okay. Alright, well, I'ma just, nope, not taking a seat. Okay, well, I will just stand here. Alright, well, that was a great story quest. Thank you all for tuning in for the whole thing. Wow, that was awesome. Very happy with that one. I hope they have many more awesome story quests like that. Yeah, I'll probably record more story quests from now on. I skipped Chiori's, but I did a few in the past. Yeah, I did Cloud Trainers on my own too. Navia's, Linny's, and Nouvelette's I know I did. I recorded. Farina's and Ridesley's I did off camp, so. But yeah. So I've been kind of 50-50 with it, but I think I'll try to make sure I record them, all of them, from now on. We'll see. I think it's, even if no one cares to watch it, I think it's cool to just document the experience. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.